Beneath a continent cloaked in eternal ice lies a silence so deep it almost feels intentional, like something or someone doesn't want to be found. Antarctica. A place so remote, so untouched, it might as well be another planet. But what if it's not just ice and rock beneath the surface? What if there are secrets? Secrets we were never meant to uncover. In recent decades, whispers have turned into discoveries. Heat signatures in the frozen crust, structures that defy explanation, particles not of this Earth. Ancient maps that depict the continent ice-free, hidden lakes sealed off for millions of years, yet teeming with unknown life. And beneath it all, a strange anomaly. A massive magnetic disturbance, deeper than any human has ever gone. Why have so many governments quietly increased their presence here? Why do satellite images occasionally vanish or return blurred? And what exactly lies buried miles beneath the surface, frozen in time? This is more than a story about ice and snow. It's a descent into the last true unknown on Earth. So sit back, relax, and let's dive deeper into the mystery. Welcome to 3 hours of mysteries discovered in Antarctica. In the dim, climate-controlled vaults of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, a single sheet of gazelle skin parchment rests behind glass. Faded yet remarkably preserved, the inked lines of coastlines and compass roses stretch across its surface like veins, drawn by the steady hand of a 16th century Ottoman admiral. This is the Piri Reis map, dated 1513, a fragment of a once larger world chart, and today, the focus of one of the most enduring geographical mysteries of the modern age. At first glance, it appears to be just another early Renaissance attempt at global cartography, exotic, imprecise, and charmingly speculative. But a closer look reveals something else, something deeply unsettling. In the lower portion of the map, along what would today be recognized as the eastern coast of South America, lies an unexpected extension, an enormous landmass that curves eastward and then southward. It appears to be connected not to known continents, but to a mysterious, ice-free coastline, one that bears a striking resemblance to Antarctica. But how could a map drawn in 1513 depict the Antarctic coastline 3 centuries before its official discovery in 1820? More troubling still, the continent is not covered in ice, as we know it today. The details appear to correspond not with the modern frozen shoreline, but with the subglacial topography, what Antarctica would look like if the ice were stripped away. This is the puzzle that has fascinated researchers, cartographers, and theorists for decades. And like any good mystery, the deeper one digs, the more uncertain the answers become. Piri Reis himself, a respected admiral in the Ottoman Navy, left notes on the margins of his map. He claimed that it was compiled from 20 charts and mappae mundi, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. He admits that he himself had not explored all the lands shown. Rather, he was assembling fragments from far older sources, many of which have been lost to history. Historians widely agree that the map does an exceptional job depicting the western coast of Africa and the eastern coast of South America, better, in fact, than many European maps of the same era. This accuracy lends weight to the possibility that some of Reis's source materials were based on first-hand observation, not myth or speculation. But it's the depiction of the southernmost region that draws the most attention. In 1960, a professor named Charles Hapgood published a book entitled Maps of the Ancient Sea Kings, which thrust the Piri Reis map into the center of public fascination. Hapgood, a respected academic with support from Albert Einstein himself, proposed a radical theory that advanced maritime civilizations existed long before known history, capable of mapping the Earth with astonishing precision. According to Hapgood, the Piri Reis map showed the coast of Antarctica without ice. He suggested that such a view would only be possible if the map's sources dated from a time when the continent's coasts were free of their current glacial coverage, possibly over 6,000 years ago. Modern glaciology tells us that the Antarctic ice sheet is millions of years old. However, some evidence does suggest that localized regions, particularly around the coastlines, may have been temporarily ice-free during warmer periods of prehistory, perhaps during the last interglacial period, roughly 120,000 years ago. Still, this doesn't explain how such knowledge would survive through oral traditions, let alone be accurately transcribed and transmitted through ancient maps to reach a Turkish admiral in the early 1500s. Skeptics offer alternative explanations. They argue that the southern extension on the map could be an exaggerated portrayal of South America, or perhaps an error introduced through copying older maps. In the era before accurate longitudinal measurement, such distortions were common. A coastline could be misplaced by hundreds or even thousands of miles simply due to the tools of the time. Furthermore, the idea that the map shows subglacial topography, a view beneath the ice, has also been challenged. Modern imaging technologies like radar and seismic scanning give us incredibly detailed views of what lies beneath the Antarctic ice. Comparing these with a stylized 16th century drawing may be more interpretive than evidential. And yet, something about the southern depiction on the Piri Reis map continues to draw curiosity. It's not just the landmass, it's the detail. Some researchers claim that certain mountain ranges and coastal curves line up too closely with our modern understanding of the ice-free terrain to be mere coincidence. Others ask a different question: if this really is Antarctica, and if ancient cultures had access to it before the ice advanced, or during a warmer window, what else might they have seen? What traces of human or non-human activity might lie entombed under miles of ice, unreachable, unrecognizable, and waiting? The debate over the map has quietly raged for more than half a century. Some scientists dismiss the entire premise, citing it as wishful thinking wrapped in pseudo-archaeology. Others, including historians and geographers, maintain an open mind, acknowledging that we still know remarkably little about ancient seafaring cultures and the true extent of their knowledge. Even if the Piri Reis map does not depict an ice-free Antarctica, it still raises a haunting question. How much ancient knowledge has been lost? How many fragments of forgotten history lie hidden, waiting to be reinterpreted? The map remains silent, offering no answers. Its skin, darkened by age, resists further examination, but its very existence suggests a web of connection between ancient civilizations that we are only beginning to untangle. Could it be that beneath the stories we've been told, there lies a deeper truth? One carved not in stone, but drawn in ink, passed from hand to hand across lost centuries. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't whether the Piri Reis map shows Antarctica without ice, but why it shows anything there at all. As we shift our gaze from the enigmatic parchment of the Piri Reis map to the frozen expanse of Antarctica itself, we find ourselves confronting another enigma, one concealed not on fragile sheets of ancient vellum, but deep beneath miles of ice and snow. Far from the public eye and hidden beneath the remote Wilkes Land region in East Antarctica lies a phenomenon that has perplexed scientists for decades: the Wilkes Land Anomaly. Imagine a vast, silent world where sunlight never penetrates and temperatures plunge far below what the human body can endure. Here, the ice sheet stretches for hundreds of kilometers, thick and unyielding, but beneath this frozen blanket lies a secret. In the mid-20th century, data from satellites began to reveal something extraordinary: a gravitational anomaly that suggested an immense, dense structure hidden beneath the ice. This was not a subtle variation. The Wilkes Land Anomaly, first detected through gravimetric measurements and later corroborated by radar and seismic surveys, appears as a circular, crater-like feature, approximately 250 kilometers in diameter. Some scientists propose it could be the remains of a massive asteroid or comet impact, buried and concealed under the weight of Antarctica's ice sheet. The implications of such a discovery are profound. Impact craters of this size on Earth are rare and often linked to cataclysmic events in our planet's history. Events that may have triggered mass extinctions or altered climate on a global scale. Could the Wilkes Land anomaly represent one such event? If so, when did it occur? And how has it escaped detection for so long? To understand this, we must look back to the Cold War era, when reconnaissance satellites designed to monitor nuclear tests inadvertently collected gravitational data. It was in the late 1960s that anomalies in Wilkes Land began to emerge, but their true nature remained elusive. Over the decades, improvements in satellite technology and ice-penetrating radar allowed scientists to image the bedrock beneath the ice, revealing topographical features consistent with a large impact crater. But the anomaly remains enigmatic in more ways than one. Unlike well-preserved craters visible on other continents, the Wilkes Land structure is obscured by thick ice, eroded by millennia of glacial movement and geological activity. Radiometric dating of nearby rock samples is challenging, and ice cores from the area do not yet provide definitive answers. This leaves researchers relying on indirect evidence and models, suggesting the impact could be hundreds of millions of years old, potentially coinciding with one of Earth's lesser-known extinction events. Some geologists argue that if the Wilkes Land anomaly is indeed an impact crater, its timing might align with the Permian-Triassic extinction around 252 million years ago, the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. Others suggest it could be more recent, possibly related to the late Cretaceous period that saw the demise of the dinosaurs. Yet the absence of clear markers makes it difficult to draw firm conclusions. Adding to the mystery, satellite data indicates unusual magnetic and gravitational patterns surrounding the anomaly. These irregularities suggest the presence of dense, metallic material, possibly remnants of the impacting body itself, lodged deep in the bedrock. Could this be evidence of a previously unknown extraterrestrial event, buried and forgotten beneath the Antarctic ice? More speculative theories have emerged from these findings. Some researchers have proposed that the anomaly might represent more than just an impact crater, perhaps a massive volcanic caldera, or even a hidden subterranean structure of unknown origin. In fringe circles, ideas range from ancient, lost civilizations buried beneath the ice to suggestions of secret installations concealed by modern governments, though these notions remain outside the mainstream scientific consensus. What is clear, however, is that the Wilkes Land anomaly challenges our understanding of Earth's geological history and the hidden forces shaping our planet. Antarctica, long thought to be a static frozen desert, reveals itself as a dynamic landscape with stories written deep beneath its icy veneer. Yet, despite decades of study, much about the anomaly remains unanswered. The immense logistical challenges of Antarctic exploration make direct investigation difficult and expensive. Scientists must rely on remote sensing technologies, which offer tantalizing glimpses but no definitive proof. What lies beneath? Ancient rock, remnants of a celestial visitor, or something even more unexpected, continues to elude us. As our knowledge of this hidden world grows, so too does the sense that Antarctica still guards secrets vital to understanding Earth's past. The Wilkes Land anomaly stands as a silent sentinel beneath the ice, a mystery carved not in stone above ground but in the shadows below. And so, we are left to wonder, what ancient forces collided here? What stories does the Antarctic bedrock hold, waiting to reshape our history? The Wilkes Land anomaly invites us to look deeper, to question what we think we know about our planet, and to imagine what revelations still lie concealed beneath the cold, unyielding ice. As our exploration moves onward from the mysterious Wilkes Land anomaly, we find ourselves confronting one of the most visually striking and enigmatic phenomena reported from Antarctica, structures that bear an uncanny resemblance to pyramids. These geometric shapes rise sharply from the frozen landscape, their edges defined against the stark whiteness of the ice. Yet their very existence here challenges everything we think we know about this remote continent. Antarctica is a land sculpted by relentless winds, extreme cold, and vast ice sheets. Its landscape is dominated by smooth glaciers, jagged mountains, and frozen plains. Amidst this terrain, the appearance of pyramid-like formations is both surprising and perplexing. These shapes, often spotted in satellite images and aerial photographs, have caught the attention of researchers and enthusiasts alike, raising a fundamental question. Are these natural formations or evidence of something far more extraordinary? The pyramidal structures in Antarctica vary in size, but share a distinctive, almost architectural symmetry. Some rise sharply, resembling the angular faces of man-made pyramids found in ancient Egypt or Central America. Their presence seems inconsistent with the geological processes typically responsible for shaping Antarctic rock formations, which tend to be irregular and weathered by ice and wind. Geologists who have studied these formations suggest a phenomenon known as nunataks, peaks of rock that protrude through ice sheets. Nunataks can sometimes take on sharp angular forms due to the way ice erodes the surrounding softer materials. This explanation is widely accepted as a natural cause for many pyramid-like features in polar regions. Yet, while nunataks explain the existence of some triangular peaks, the symmetry and sheer precision observed in certain Antarctic pyramid claims seem to exceed natural erosion patterns. High-resolution satellite images have revealed formations with remarkably straight edges and flat faces, leading some to wonder if these could be remnants of ancient structures, constructed by civilizations long lost to history. Supporters of this idea point to other curious factors. The alignment of some pyramidal shapes with astronomical markers, such as solstice sunrises and sunsets, mirroring the alignments found in pyramids elsewhere on Earth. They argue that this could suggest intentional design rather than coincidence. But if so, who could have built them, and when? Mainstream science views these claims with skepticism, emphasizing the lack of on-the-ground archaeological evidence. Antarctica's harsh climate and ice coverage make excavation and direct investigation extremely challenging. The continent is governed by international treaties that prioritize environmental protection, limiting extensive human activity. Consequently, many of these pyramid claims remain unverified, existing largely in the realm of satellite observation and speculative interpretation. Adding to the intrigue is the timeline of Antarctica's climate history. Geological studies indicate that Antarctica was not always the frozen wasteland we know today. Millions of years ago, during the Mesozoic era, the continent was warm and covered with forests. Some researchers speculate that if any ancient civilizations ever existed there, their remnants could have been buried under ice sheets that developed over the past 30 million years. If these pyramidal formations are indeed artificial, they would represent an archaeological revolution, rewriting our understanding of human history and prehistoric civilizations. But such a claim demands extraordinary evidence, which remains elusive. Some fringe theories propose that Antarctica was once home to a sophisticated, forgotten civilization, possibly even connected to legendary continents like Atlantis. They speculate that rising sea levels and global cooling forced these inhabitants to abandon or lose their settlements beneath encroaching ice. Others have suggested that these pyramids might be extraterrestrial in origin, structures built by advanced alien visitors using technology lost to humanity. While these ideas capture the imagination, they remain on the fringes of scientific discourse. Yet the very persistence of these theories underscores a deep human fascination with mysteries that challenge accepted knowledge. The existence of pyramid-like structures in Antarctica invites us to reflect on how much we still do not know about our planet's past. The ice holds stories, both geological and possibly human, that have yet to be uncovered. With every new satellite image, every remote sensing technology advancement, we peel back layers of this frozen enigma, uncovering shapes and patterns that spark our curiosity and test our understanding. Could Antarctica's pyramids be natural sculptures shaped by time and elements? Or are they silent witnesses to a lost chapter of civilization, frozen in place, waiting for discovery? The questions linger as the continent's winds whisper through the icy peaks, guarding their secrets beneath the ever-shifting snow. The mystery remains open, an invitation to look deeper, question more, and consider that even in the most desolate places on Earth, history might lie hidden, waiting patiently beneath the ice, ready to reveal truths that could change everything. Beneath the stark, white expanse of Antarctica's Taylor Glacier, a strange and haunting spectacle quietly unfolds. A torrent of deep red liquid slowly bleeding from a fissure in the ice, staining the frozen landscape like blood spilled on snow. This is Blood Falls, one of Antarctica's most chilling natural mysteries. Its vivid crimson hue starkly contrasts with the pure white ice, drawing attention from scientists, explorers, and curious minds around the world. The first recorded observation of Blood Falls dates back to the early 20th century, during expeditions by explorers charting the continent's forbidding landscape. Even then, the sight was unsettling. A waterfall of blood-red water seeping from the glacier's snout, a surreal and eerie anomaly in a land defined by ice and silence. At first glance, it might seem a grotesque biological phenomenon, perhaps linked to some unknown Antarctic organism or dark algae. However, investigations have revealed that the red coloration is caused by iron-rich brine, water saturated with iron oxide, oxidizing upon contact with the air, much like rust forming on iron. This iron-laden water, trapped beneath the glacier, emerges through fissures, staining the ice as it flows. But what makes Blood Falls truly remarkable is not merely the color, but its origin. The brine feeding this waterfall is trapped in a subglacial hypersaline reservoir, isolated from the outside world for over 1 million years. This dark, salty water is cut off from sunlight and oxygen, existing in an extreme environment that challenges our understanding of life and geological processes. Researchers have found microbial life thriving within this iron-rich, oxygen-free environment. These microbes metabolize iron and sulfur compounds in a process unlike anything seen in more hospitable environments. The discovery of such life forms hints at the resilience and adaptability of life, surviving where few others could. Yet, Blood Falls remains shrouded in mystery. How did this iron-rich reservoir come to be sealed beneath the glacier? What geological forces maintain its unique chemical balance? And what might the study of these microbes tell us about the potential for life in similarly extreme conditions elsewhere in the solar system, such as on icy moons or Mars? Some scientists propose that the conditions at Blood Falls mirror those of ancient Earth environments, offering a window into the planet's primordial past. Could these microbes be living fossils, remnants of life from a time before Earth's atmosphere became oxygen-rich? Beyond the scientific fascination, Blood Falls has also inspired more speculative questions. Could the reddish waters symbolize deeper, unexplored processes beneath Antarctica's ice? Are there vast networks of briny, iron-rich reservoirs fueling unique ecosystems in isolation? Some fringe theories have even suggested that the strange coloration and location might point to geothermal activity or previously unknown volcanic influences beneath the glacier. While such ideas are intriguing, they remain under investigation, with no conclusive evidence to support or refute them. Blood Falls is more than a scientific curiosity. It's a natural paradox. A place where vibrant life endures in silence beneath layers of ancient ice, where chemical reactions paint the landscape in haunting colors, and where the boundaries of life's resilience are continually tested. As we peer deeper into this crimson cascade, we are reminded that Antarctica is not just a frozen desert, but a complex and dynamic world filled with enigmas. Blood Falls whispers of hidden ecosystems, locked away from the sun, yet pulsing with unseen energy. What other secrets might lie beneath Antarctica's ice sheets? What forms of life and geological phenomena remain concealed, awaiting discovery? Blood Falls challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question the limits of life and the stories frozen in ice. The mystery is far from solved, and as long as Blood Falls continues to bleed its rusty waters into the Antarctic wilderness, it will remain a symbol of the unknown, an invitation to explore the depths of our planet's last great frontier. Beneath the icy expanse of Antarctica's frozen continent lies a chapter of history cloaked in shadow and silence, a vast military operation undertaken in the immediate aftermath of World War II, whose full story remains tantalizingly incomplete. Known as Operation Highjump, this mission, launched in late 1946, was one of the largest Antarctic expeditions ever assembled. Its scale and ambition were unprecedented. Over 4,700 men, 13 ships, and multiple aircraft tasked with exploring and mapping the largely unknown Antarctic territory. Yet, even decades later, many details of the operation remain shrouded in secrecy, inviting both scholarly interest and speculative intrigue. The official purpose of Operation Highjump, led by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, was ostensibly straightforward: train personnel for cold weather operations, test equipment in extreme conditions, and expand U.S. presence on the continent during a time of rising geopolitical tension. The Navy sought to establish a research base, gather meteorological data, and photograph as much of Antarctica as possible. The mission's logistical complexity was staggering, a testament to the challenges posed by Antarctica's unforgiving environment. From the outset, Operation Highjump was fraught with peril. Harsh weather, treacherous ice, and the sheer remoteness of the continent resulted in numerous accidents and the loss of life. Several aircraft crashed, and ships narrowly escaped entrapment in shifting ice floes. Yet, the expedition pressed on, completing thousands of aerial photographs and mapping previously unseen regions. But amidst these documented facts lies a quieter, more enigmatic story. Official reports and public records offer little insight into what exactly transpired beneath the ice and beyond the radar. Some accounts describe encounters with unusual atmospheric phenomena, strange lights, unexplained radar signals, and sudden, fierce weather changes that hampered navigation and operations. Could these have been mere anomalies of the polar environment, or something more? Over the years, a wave of speculation has grown around the true intent and outcome of Operation Highjump. Conspiracy theories abound, fueled by the lack of comprehensive public documentation and the operation's military nature during the dawn of the Cold War. Some suggest the expedition was not merely about exploration or training, but a covert mission to investigate secret installations, rumored underground bases, or even extraterrestrial facilities hidden beneath Antarctica's thick ice. Claims of encounters with unidentified flying objects and aggressive defensive actions by mysterious forces have been circulated in books and documentaries, though these remain unsubstantiated by credible evidence. Still, the persistence of such stories underscores a cultural fascination with Antarctica as a place of hidden knowledge and power. Scholars urge caution, reminding us that the extreme environment itself is enough to produce unusual natural phenomena, and that military secrecy was common in the post-war period, especially regarding operations with strategic implications. The vast scope of the mission and the difficulties in maintaining clear communication during such endeavors contribute to gaps in the public record. Yet questions endure. Why did Operation Highjump last only 7 months, shorter than initially planned? Why were many documents related to the operation classified or destroyed in subsequent years? What were the full findings of the expedition, and how did they influence later Antarctic policies and international treaties? The Antarctic Treaty System, established in 1959, set aside the continent for peaceful scientific research and froze territorial claims. Some historians speculate that findings from Operation Highjump and subsequent expeditions played a role in shaping these agreements, perhaps hinting at discoveries considered too sensitive or destabilizing for public knowledge. Operation Highjump remains a compelling intersection of documented history and unresolved mystery. It stands as a reminder of Antarctica's allure, not only as a geographical frontier, but as a canvas for the unknown, where scientific endeavor and secrecy often intertwine. What truly happened in those harsh, windswept months? What did the expedition uncover beneath the frozen surface? And what truths, if any, remain deliberately concealed in the vast white silence? As we ponder these questions, Operation Highjump challenges us to look beyond the official narratives and consider the depths of Antarctica's secrets still waiting to be revealed. Beneath Antarctica's vast and seemingly endless ice sheets, a silent record of cosmic history lies frozen in time. Within the crystalline layers of ancient ice, researchers have uncovered something extraordinary: microscopic particles whose origins may extend far beyond our planet. These tiny remnants, often referred to as alien particles, have captivated scientists and intrigued the public alike, suggesting that Antarctica is not only a repository of Earth's past, but potentially a gateway to understanding the broader universe. The story begins with ice cores, long cylindrical samples drilled from the Antarctic ice that serve as climate archives spanning hundreds of thousands of years. Each layer traps dust, volcanic ash, and even microscopic debris from outer space. In recent decades, advanced analytical techniques have allowed scientists to identify and isolate particles that appear foreign to Earth's geological processes. One such discovery involves cosmic dust, microscopic grains formed in distant stars and supernova explosions, carried across the solar system and deposited on Earth's surface. These grains hold invaluable information about the formation of our solar system and the life cycle of stars. Antarctica's pristine ice, free from much of the contamination found elsewhere, provides an ideal environment for preserving and studying these tiny messengers from space. However, some of these particles challenge our understanding. A subset exhibit unusual isotopic signatures and chemical compositions that do not match known meteorites or cosmic dust collected elsewhere. Their precise origins remain elusive, leading to questions. Are these truly alien in the sense of originating beyond our solar system? Could they represent fragments from comets, asteroids, or even more exotic cosmic phenomena? The implications are profound. If confirmed, these particles offer a direct link to materials predating Earth itself, preserved beneath kilometers of ice in the most inhospitable place on our planet. Studying them could unlock secrets about the building blocks of life, the distribution of organic compounds in space, and the dynamic interactions between Earth and its cosmic environment. Yet, the discovery of alien particles also invites speculative ideas. Some fringe theories propose that these particles might not only be remnants of natural cosmic processes, but could hint at ancient extraterrestrial visitors or interstellar artifacts trapped in the ice. While such ideas remain unproven and outside mainstream science, they highlight the human fascination with the possibility that Antarctica may conceal traces of encounters beyond our world. Critics urge caution, emphasizing the challenges of contamination, the complexity of interpreting isotopic data, and the natural variability of cosmic dust. Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field filter much of the incoming material, and distinguishing truly exotic particles from terrestrial analogs requires meticulous analysis. Beyond the scientific intrigue, the presence of alien particles deep in Antarctic ice embodies the broader theme of the continent itself. A frozen vault preserving mysteries that bridge geology, astronomy, and possibly even biology. As drilling techniques improve and new expeditions reach farther into the ice, the potential for uncovering more about these particles and the stories they tell grows. What other cosmic secrets lie buried beneath Antarctica's surface? Could the ice hold clues not only to Earth's history, but to the origins of the solar system and life itself? The study of these alien particles opens a window to a vast and still largely unknown cosmic narrative, written in the frozen silence of the Antarctic ice. As researchers continue their painstaking work, Antarctica's ice whispers of mysteries far beyond its frozen horizons, reminding us that the story of our planet is inseparable from the story of the stars. Beneath Antarctica's endless white expanse, where silence reigns supreme and the wind whispers secrets through ancient ice, something unexpected has emerged, not visible to the eye, but captured in haunting recordings. These are the voices in the ice, unexplained sounds picked up by sensitive equipment buried deep within the continent's frozen crust. Strange, eerie, and utterly mysterious, they beckon us to listen closer, to consider what stories the ice might be trying to tell. Antarctica is a place of extremes. Temperatures plunge to unimaginable lows, storms howl relentlessly, and the ice itself shifts imperceptibly over millennia. Yet, amid this frozen stillness, researchers have detected anomalous acoustic signals, sounds unlike the creaks and groans expected from glaciers moving or the occasional rumbles of ice quakes. These recordings include low-frequency pulses, rhythmic patterns, and even faint, voice-like modulations that seem to defy conventional explanation. The discovery came from long-term monitoring stations scattered across the continent. Designed primarily to study seismic activity and environmental changes, these stations have inadvertently captured audio data that confound scientists. Some of the sounds appear to emanate from deep beneath the ice, traveling through layers of compacted snow and rock with puzzling clarity. What could be the source of these voices? Natural explanations suggest they may result from the complex dynamics of ice fracturing and refreezing, or the interactions of subglacial water systems. Antarctica's glaciers are constantly in motion, with immense pressure causing cracks, creaks, and vibrations that produce a symphony of natural sounds. Yet, the peculiar qualities of some recordings, patterns resembling structured communication, challenge this straightforward view. Some researchers speculate that the signals might be produced by geothermal activity, bubbling liquid water beneath the ice, interacting with mineral deposits, or the slow grinding of rock against rock deep below the surface. Such phenomena could create unusual acoustic signatures that sound eerily like murmurs or echoes. But beyond the scientific explanations lies a realm of speculation. Could these voices be evidence of undiscovered subglacial life forms, communicating in ways we do not yet understand? Antarctica's hidden lakes and waterways, sealed beneath kilometers of ice, are home to microbial ecosystems surviving in darkness and isolation. Might these creatures produce sounds, intentionally or otherwise, that echo through the ice? More fringe theories have emerged, fueled by the enigmatic nature of the sounds and the human fascination with mystery. Some suggest that the voices could be signals from lost civilizations buried beneath the ice, or even extraterrestrial transmissions intercepted within the polar silence. While these ideas lack empirical support, they reflect the depth of intrigue Antarctica inspires, an invitation to imagine possibilities beyond the known. The recording equipment itself poses challenges. The extreme cold affects the sensitivity and operation of microphones and sensors. Background noise from wind and machinery complicates analysis. Yet scientists continue to refine their tools and techniques, hoping to distinguish genuine anomalies from natural or technical artifacts. The voices in the ice serve as a reminder that Antarctica is not merely a frozen desert, but a dynamic environment filled with subtle activity and hidden phenomena. The continent's silence is layered, punctuated by sounds that challenge our understanding and invite deeper listening. As we contemplate these mysterious acoustic signatures, we are left with profound questions. What secrets are embedded in the ice's ancient layers? What stories might these sounds tell about Antarctica's geological past, its hidden ecosystems, or perhaps even events lost to time? And how much more remains to be discovered in this vast, frozen wilderness? The mystery endures, echoing softly beneath the ice, beckoning us to listen and to wonder. Beneath Antarctica's vast white silence lies a place few have ever seen. A region so remote, so strictly controlled, it has earned the ominous moniker, the Forbidden Sector. This area, nestled deep within the frozen continent's heart, is off limits not only to casual explorers, but even to many scientific missions. Its boundaries are marked less by fences and guards than by a web of secrecy, rules, and unanswered questions that only deepen its enigmatic aura. Imagine a landscape carved by millennia of ice and wind, where towering glaciers and jagged mountains surround a stretch of terrain that is deliberately avoided. Satellite images often show this region as a blank spot, a dark void amidst the pale Antarctic expanse. Maps of the continent sometimes blur or obscure its precise borders, as if even modern technology hesitates to peer too closely. What lies within this forbidden sector? Officially, governments and research bodies cite reasons of environmental protection, logistical hazards, or the presence of sensitive scientific equipment. Antarctica is governed by international treaties designed to preserve its fragile ecosystem, and certain areas are restricted to prevent contamination or disturbance of unique habitats. From this perspective, the restrictions make sense, a necessary precaution in a delicate and pristine environment. Yet, the veil of secrecy has inspired a broader range of questions. Some have speculated that the Forbidden Sector might conceal geological anomalies or ancient structures buried beneath the ice, discoveries so profound or potentially destabilizing that access is tightly controlled. Could this region harbor signs of lost civilizations, artifacts, or evidence of phenomena that challenge conventional history? Theories abound. One suggests that the area is home to a network of subglacial lakes or caverns harboring undiscovered life forms, preserved in isolation for millions of years. Another speculates about underground military or research installations built during secret Cold War-era expeditions, concealed from the public eye. Some even propose more extraordinary ideas, remnants of extraterrestrial bases, or portals to other dimensions hidden beneath the ice. While these ideas often stray from mainstream science, they reflect a powerful human impulse to explore the unknown and question official narratives. What is undeniable is that Antarctica remains one of the least understood regions on Earth, and the Forbidden Sector embodies that mystery most vividly. From a scientific standpoint, the challenges of exploration in this area are immense. Extreme cold, unstable ice, and unpredictable weather make fieldwork dangerous. The difficulty of deploying equipment and personnel to such a remote zone means data is scarce and often inconclusive. This lack of first-hand information only fuels speculation and myth. Satellite imagery, while invaluable, has its limitations. Resolution can be low, and some images are intentionally censored or withheld for security reasons. These gaps create a patchwork of knowledge, where official maps give way to shadowed unknowns. The Antarctic Treaty System encourages transparency, but also respects the need for some restrictions, especially related to environmental impact and international agreements. Intriguingly, some whistleblower accounts and declassified documents have hinted at unusual activity or observations within or near the forbidden sector. Reports of strange lights, electromagnetic anomalies, or inexplicable geological readings add layers to the mystery. Though these accounts lack conclusive evidence, they persist in the public imagination. What might be so significant as to warrant this level of secrecy? Is the forbidden sector a sanctuary for scientific research beyond public knowledge? Or does it guard truths humanity is not yet ready to face? As we consider these possibilities, the forbidden sector stands as a symbol of Antarctica's ultimate enigma, a place where the known world fades into speculation and where the icy silence seems to guard secrets older than recorded history. It invites us to question, what lies beyond the boundaries drawn on our maps? How much does Antarctica still conceal beneath its endless ice? And are we destined to uncover these secrets, or will they remain forever locked in the continent's frozen heart? The mystery endures, waiting patiently beneath the snow and ice, a silent challenge to all who dare to seek the truth. Beneath the frozen surface of Antarctica, where temperatures plummet and ice sheets stretch for miles, an unexpected source of warmth pulses quietly beneath the vast expanse of Marie Byrd land. This region, remote and largely untouched, has revealed through modern scientific instruments an anomaly, an underground heat source that defies the frigid landscape above it. Its presence raises profound questions about what lies beneath the ice and the hidden forces shaping the continent's geological and environmental future. Marie Byrd Land is a vast sector of West Antarctica, known for its rugged mountains, volcanic features, and extreme isolation. Despite its harsh climate and remoteness, scientists have detected unusual geothermal activity beneath its ice, signaling a heat source that disrupts the frozen status quo. This discovery emerged from satellite measurements, ice-penetrating radar surveys, and seismic data, all pointing to pockets of warmth far beneath the icy crust. The most intriguing aspect of this heat source is its magnitude and persistence. Unlike the surrounding regions where the bedrock remains solidly frozen, the area beneath Marie Byrd Land shows signs of melting ice at its base. This basal melting influences the dynamics of the overlying ice sheet, potentially affecting ice flow and contributing to the gradual thinning observed in recent decades. But what could be the origin of this subterranean warmth? The leading explanation points toward volcanic activity, an underground magma chamber or mantle plume supplying heat from deep within the Earth's crust. Evidence suggests that Antarctica is not a static landmass, but a geologically active region, with volcanoes both dormant and potentially erupting beneath the ice. Satellite imagery and seismic monitoring have identified several volcanoes in this region, including the massive Mount Sidley, and others hidden beneath the ice that remain difficult to observe directly. Some scientists speculate that these heat sources could be related to tectonic processes as the Antarctic plate interacts with neighboring plates, generating volcanic activity that alters the ice sheet's behavior. This volcanic explanation aligns with known geological phenomena, but the scale and intensity of the heat source beneath Marie Byrd Land have raised questions. Is this heat source stable or increasing? Could it trigger more significant melting or even subglacial volcanic eruptions in the future? What impact might this have on global sea levels and climate systems? Beyond volcanism, other hypotheses have been proposed. Some researchers speculate about the presence of vast underground aquifers or pockets of geothermal fluids circulating beneath the ice, contributing to the observed heat. The interaction between these fluids and the bedrock could create complex geothermal systems that remain largely unexplored. Adding to the mystery, the heat source appears to be irregular, with hotspots scattered rather than a single uniform area of warmth. This patchwork suggests dynamic geological processes at work, perhaps involving shifting magma flows or varying heat conduction through different rock types. More speculative ideas occasionally surface. Some fringe theories suggest that the heat might result from previously unknown phenomena, such as natural nuclear reactions within the Earth's crust or even artificial influences. While these notions remain outside mainstream science, they illustrate how the unknown encourages wide-ranging inquiry. The discovery of a strange heat source beneath Marie Byrd Land also has implications for the study of subglacial lakes, bodies of liquid water existing beneath kilometers of ice, insulated by geothermal heat. These lakes harbor unique ecosystems isolated for millions of years, and the heat anomaly could influence their formation, size, and stability. Exploring this heat source poses significant challenges. The harsh Antarctic environment, coupled with the thickness of the ice and logistical hurdles, limits direct investigation. Researchers rely heavily on remote sensing technologies and computer modeling, piecing together clues from limited data. As technology advances, future expeditions may probe deeper, drilling through the ice to sample subglacial water, analyze volcanic deposits, and better understand the geothermal forces beneath. Until then, Marie Byrd Land's heat source remains a compelling mystery, a reminder that beneath the planet's coldest surface, powerful and unseen energies shape the world in subtle yet profound ways. What truths lie hidden beneath the ice? How does this strange heat source connect to the broader puzzle of Antarctica's geology and climate? The answers remain elusive, urging us to continue exploring, questioning, and listening to the whispers of warmth beneath the frozen continent. Beneath Antarctica's imposing ice sheet lies a secret that challenges everything we thought we knew about this frozen continent. A hidden world of ancient rainforests preserved beneath miles of ice. The revelation of these prehistoric forests, uncovered through geological surveys and fossil discoveries, invites us to journey back millions of years, to a time when Antarctica was a vastly different place, lush, green, and teeming with life. Imagine a landscape transformed. Instead of the endless white of today, picture towering trees reaching skyward, ferns carpeting the ground, and a climate warm enough to support complex ecosystems. These ancient rainforests buried beneath the ice tell a story of dramatic climate shifts and geological upheavals that shaped the planet's history. The evidence for Antarctica's verdant past comes from fossils embedded in sediment cores extracted from beneath the ice, as well as exposed rock formations at the continent's edges. Fossilized leaves, pollen grains, and petrified wood speak of forests that flourished during the Cretaceous period, roughly 90 to 100 million years ago. At that time, Antarctica was part of the supercontinent Gondwana, connected to South America, Africa, Australia, and India. Its location, nearer to the equator, meant a much warmer climate, capable of sustaining dense vegetation. Scientific analysis reveals that these rainforests were not mere patches of green, but complex ecosystems, home to diverse flora and fauna. The presence of large conifers, cycads, and ancient ferns suggests a biome rich in biodiversity. Some fossils even hint at the existence of early dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals wandering beneath the canopy. Yet these forests did not simply vanish overnight. Instead, their demise was gradual, shaped by shifting continental plates, volcanic activity, and the onset of a global cooling trend. Over millions of years, Antarctica drifted southward, the climate cooled, and ice sheets began to form, eventually engulfing the land and preserving these ancient ecosystems beneath layers of ice. What makes this discovery even more remarkable is the insight it offers into Earth's climatic past. Understanding how Antarctica transitioned from a verdant rainforest to a frozen desert provides clues about natural climate cycles, helping scientists model future climate scenarios. but the story also raises profound questions. How much of this ancient forest remains intact beneath the ice? Could pockets of preserved organic matter exist, offering clues to prehistoric life and environments? And might there be ecosystems still alive today, isolated beneath the ice, harboring microbial life adapted to extreme conditions? Some speculative theories suggest that remnants of these ancient forests could be more extensive than currently known. Could vast underground forests lie buried beneath the ice sheet, waiting to be uncovered? Are there frozen archives of Earth's distant past trapped in the ice, yet to be fully explored? Others have proposed more unconventional ideas, suggesting that the climate shifts that buried these forests were influenced by unknown forces, possibly linked to extraterrestrial impacts or volcanic supereruptions. While these hypotheses remain unproven, they underscore the deep mysteries that Antarctica's ancient landscapes evoke. Exploration of these rainforests is complicated by the continent's harsh environment. The ice sheet averages over 2 kilometers thick, making direct study challenging. Scientists rely on remote sensing, ice drilling, and careful geological interpretation to piece together the story, yet much remains hidden. As technology advances, future expeditions may reveal more about the extent and nature of these buried forests. Each new discovery holds the promise of rewriting our understanding of Antarctica's past, and by extension, the history of life on Earth. The notion that beneath the cold, barren surface of Antarctica lies the fossilized memory of vibrant rainforests invites reflection. It reminds us that Earth's history is layered, complex, and often surprising. The ice conceals a living archive of change, resilience, and mystery. What secrets do these ancient forests still hold? How might their stories deepen our understanding of climate, evolution, and the planet's ever-shifting face? And what lessons do they offer as we face our own changing world? The mystery endures, inviting us to look beneath the surface, to uncover the stories frozen in time beneath Antarctica's ice. Beneath Antarctica's seemingly endless ice sheets, where silence reigns and time seems frozen, a question has quietly surfaced that challenges our understanding of human history. Could there be signs of an ancient civilization hidden beneath the ice? This idea, though extraordinary, invites us to explore a continent whose mysteries extend far beyond the natural world, touching on the realm of archaeology, forgotten cultures, and lost knowledge. Antarctica is often portrayed as a barren wilderness, inhospitable and untouched by human hands. Yet, beneath its frozen surface, recent technological advances have begun to reveal something far more complex. Using ice-penetrating radar and satellite imaging, scientists have detected unusual geometric shapes, linear formations, and anomalous structures buried deep under kilometers of ice. Patterns that appear strikingly artificial amid the random contours of natural geology. These discoveries raise intriguing questions. Could these formations be remnants of structures built by an ancient civilization? If so, who were they? When might they have existed? And how did their traces come to be buried beneath so much ice? From a scientific standpoint, many of these features can be explained as natural geological phenomena. Tectonic faults, subglacial water channels, or ice flow patterns shaped by underlying rock formations. Antarctica's geology is complex, and the interaction of ice with bedrock can produce shapes that at first glance mimic man-made architecture. Yet, the human mind naturally seeks patterns and meaning, and the discovery of sharply defined lines, right angles, and symmetrical shapes has fueled speculation. Historical texts, myths, and even maps, like the controversial Piri Reis map, have been interpreted by some as evidence that early explorers or ancient cultures may have known about Antarctica in a much warmer era, before it was covered by ice. these ideas invite a deeper inquiry. If a civilization once existed on Antarctica's now frozen landmass, what was its fate? Geological evidence indicates that Antarctica's climate was dramatically different millions of years ago, with forests, rivers, and a temperate environment capable of supporting human life. Could humans or an advanced culture have thrived there before global cooling and ice ages buried their legacy? Some researchers suggest that if such a civilization existed, its remains would now be deeply entombed beneath layers of ice, making direct archaeological evidence difficult to find. The sheer thickness of the ice sheet, often over 2 kilometers, acts as a time capsule, preserving whatever lies beneath, but also obscuring it from view. This inaccessibility has led to tantalizing theories and imaginative hypotheses. Could there be lost cities, temples, or monuments beneath the ice, frozen in time? Might there be artifacts preserved in subglacial lakes, waiting to be discovered? Other voices have proposed that these ancient inhabitants possessed knowledge or technology that surpasses our understanding, possibly explaining sudden shifts in climate or geological events that sealed their world beneath ice. Some fringe theories even hint at extraterrestrial intervention or lost advanced technologies. While such ideas captivate the imagination, mainstream science remains cautious. No direct archaeological evidence has yet been found to confirm human presence on Antarctica before modern times. The continent's harsh conditions and the relatively recent arrival of explorers and scientists mean that uncovering such proof would require extraordinary evidence. Nevertheless, the intersection of cutting-edge technology and mystery propels ongoing research. Ground-penetrating radar surveys continue to map subglacial landscapes with increasing resolution, and ice core drilling projects occasionally uncover unexpected materials that hint at complex past environments. As we consider the possibility of an ancient civilization beneath the Antarctic ice, we are reminded of how little we truly know about the planet's most remote places. Antarctica remains one of the last great frontiers, not only geographically but historically and culturally. What stories lie frozen beneath the ice? How much of human history is still unwritten, locked away beneath the continent's cold embrace? And what will it take to finally uncover these secrets? The mystery endures, inviting us to look deeper, question what we think we know, and remain open to discoveries that could rewrite our understanding of human origins and the history of our world. Beneath the frozen, wind-swept plains of Antarctica, where few have dared to venture, lies a chapter of history intertwined with secrecy, ambition, and shadowy intrigue. The tales of Nazi expeditions to the southernmost continent during the late 1930s have become part of a compelling narrative that mixes verified fact with lingering mysteries and whispers of secret bases hidden beneath the ice. The story begins in 1938, when the German Antarctic expedition, led by Captain Alfred Richter, embarked on a voyage to claim territory for Nazi Germany. Using state-of-the-art aircraft launched from their ship, the expedition extensively photographed and mapped a region they named New Swabia, located in Queen Maud Land. Their objective was clear: to explore the area for whaling resources and establish a foothold in Antarctica. The mission itself is well documented. The expedition surveyed thousands of square kilometers, dropping markers and flags to stake claims. It returned to Germany with valuable aerial photographs and data, feeding into the Third Reich's strategic ambitions. Yet, what happened after the expedition has remained murky. Official records end abruptly, and soon after, World War II engulfed the world, drawing attention away from Antarctica's icy reaches. This gap has allowed rumors and theories to flourish. Among these, some suggest that the Nazis established secret bases in Antarctica, hidden refuges far from prying eyes, where experimental technology and advanced research were conducted. The idea of a Nazi UFO base, or a subterranean stronghold guarded by cutting-edge weaponry, has captured imaginations in popular culture and conspiracy circles. Supporters of these theories point to strange sonar readings, mysterious tunnels observed in satellite images, and anecdotal reports from expeditions that claim to have encountered unusual installations or unexplained activity. Some allege that the Nazis planned to use Antarctica as a last bastion or a launch point for post-war operations. Mainstream historians and scientists, however, caution against accepting such claims without solid evidence. While the German expedition did chart parts of Antarctica and left behind artifacts, no verified bases or installations have ever been discovered. The continent's extreme conditions make constructing and maintaining such facilities extraordinarily difficult. Moreover, many purported sightings or documents have been debunked or linked to misinterpretations, hoaxes, or Cold War propaganda designed to sow confusion. The scientific community emphasizes the importance of critical scrutiny and reliance on verified data. Yet, the persistence of these theories speaks to a broader fascination with Antarctica as a place of secrets. The continent's remoteness and inaccessibility make it a perfect canvas for speculation about hidden histories and undiscovered truths. Could the Nazis have pursued clandestine projects in Antarctica that remain buried beneath ice and snow? Or are these stories modern myths born from a combination of wartime paranoia, the mystique of the continent, and human imagination? What is clear is that Antarctica's role during the early 20th century extended beyond mere exploration. The strategic interest shown by Nazi Germany and other nations highlights the continent's geopolitical significance, a status that continues today under the framework of international treaties. As we peer beneath the surface of these stories, we find a complex interplay of documented history, partial truths, and unanswered questions. The icy continent guards its secrets well, challenging us to separate fact from fiction and to keep searching for the truth. The mystery endures, inviting us to wonder what shadows remain hidden beneath Antarctica's eternal ice, and what discoveries might yet reshape our understanding of history. Beneath Antarctica's vast, unbroken sheets of ice lies a hidden world unlike any other on Earth, a world where life endures in the most extreme isolation, locked away for millions of years. In the frigid darkness of subglacial lakes and ancient ice cores, scientists have uncovered microbial communities that challenge our understanding of biology, resilience, and the very limits of life itself. Imagine a place sealed off from sunlight, cut off from the atmosphere, and trapped beneath kilometers of ice, conditions that would seem utterly inhospitable. Yet there, microorganisms thrive, suspended in a frozen time capsule. These microbes have existed in near complete isolation, their DNA preserved and evolving independently, offering a glimpse into life's capacity to persist against staggering odds. One of the most remarkable discoveries comes from Lake Vostok, one of the largest subglacial lakes in Antarctica. Buried beneath about 4 kilometers of ice, this vast body of liquid water has been sealed off from the surface for as long as 15 million years. Scientific drilling projects have painstakingly reached the lake's waters, retrieving samples teeming with microbial life unlike anything found in more familiar environments. The microbes discovered are diverse, some resembling bacteria and archaea adapted to extreme cold, high pressure, and limited nutrients. Their survival strategies include unique metabolic pathways and the ability to endure prolonged dormancy. These life forms open doors to questions about the origins of life and its potential existence beyond Earth, in similarly extreme environments on icy moons and planets. Beyond Lake Vostok, other subglacial lakes, ice cores, and sediment samples have revealed microbial DNA and even living cells, suggesting that Antarctica's ice conceals a biosphere of surprising complexity. The isolation of these habitats raises profound evolutionary questions. How have these microbes changed over millions of years? What genetic adaptations have allowed them to survive in complete darkness and frigid temperatures? Yet this scientific marvel also invites deeper mystery. Could there be microbial ecosystems vastly different from anything known, harboring novel life forms or biochemical processes? What role might these microbes play in subglacial biogeochemical cycles, influencing the chemistry of Antarctic ice and water? Some fringe theories speculate that such isolated life could hold clues to ancient Earth environments, or even to panspermia, the hypothesis that life was seeded on Earth from elsewhere in the cosmos. While these ideas remain speculative, they reflect the profound impact of these discoveries on our understanding of life's resilience and origins. The challenges of studying these microbes are immense. Accessing subglacial environments without contaminating them requires extraordinary care and advanced technology. Scientists must balance curiosity with responsibility, ensuring that this pristine biosphere remains undisturbed as we seek to unravel its secrets. Moreover, the discovery of ancient microbes locked in Antarctic ice has implications beyond biology. They may offer insights into past climate conditions, atmospheric changes, and Earth's evolutionary history, captured in the microscopic records they carry. As we contemplate life surviving in such isolated conditions, we are reminded of the vast unknowns still concealed beneath Antarctica's ice. What other forms of life, ancient or new, might be waiting to be found? How might these discoveries reshape our understanding of biology and the boundaries of habitability? The mystery remains, suspended in time and ice, inviting us to look deeper and listen carefully to the silent world beneath the frozen continent. Beneath Antarctica's pristine, frozen surface, scientists have uncovered countless secrets, but few discoveries have captured the imagination quite like a meteorite that may have journeyed across millions of kilometers from the planet Mars. This extraordinary find not only hints at the interplanetary connections between worlds, but also opens the door to profound questions about the origins of life, planetary history, and the mysteries that lie beyond our own Earth. Imagine the cold, silent Antarctic landscape, vast, white, and seemingly untouched, where among the endless sheets of ice lies a small, dark rock unlike any native to Earth. These meteorites are remnants of cosmic history, pieces of celestial bodies hurtling through space, eventually finding their resting place on our planet's most remote continent. Antarctica's ice acts as a natural collector, preserving these extraterrestrial visitors with remarkable clarity. Among these fragments, one meteorite stands out, a specimen that, through detailed chemical and isotopic analysis, bears the unmistakable signature of Martian origin. Scientists have traced its mineral composition and gas inclusions to match those of Mars's atmosphere, linking it to the red planet in a way that has both excited and puzzled researchers. This meteorite was ejected from Mars by a massive impact, an asteroid collision powerful enough to blast debris into space. Over time, some of this debris traveled through the void before being captured by Earth's gravity and landing on our southernmost continent. Its discovery offers a tangible connection to Mars's geological past, preserved on our own planet. The implications of this find are far-reaching. Could the meteorite contain clues about Mars's ancient environment, its climate, surface conditions, and even the potential for life? Some analyses have pointed to microscopic structures within the rock that resemble fossilized bacteria, sparking debates about the possibility of past life on Mars. Though controversial and not universally accepted, such findings push the boundaries of planetary science and astrobiology. Beyond the scientific community, the meteorite's journey invites speculation. What stories does it carry from a distant world? How long did it drift through the cosmic darkness before arriving here? What other secrets might other meteorites hold, locked away in the Antarctic ice? Some have even wondered whether these space rocks could be messengers, carrying with them chemical signatures or organic compounds that might have played a role in seeding life on Earth, a theory known as panspermia. While still debated, the idea that life or its building blocks could travel between planets challenges traditional views of biology's origins. Yet, the meteorite also raises questions about the limitations of our current technology and knowledge. How much can we truly learn from a fragment of rock? What lies beyond what instruments can detect? And how might future missions, both robotic and human, build on these Antarctic discoveries to deepen our understanding of the solar system? The Antarctic environment, while perfect for preserving meteorites, also poses challenges. The harsh cold, shifting ice, and remote location make recovering and studying these fragments a formidable task. Scientists must work meticulously to extract and analyze samples without contamination or damage. As we examine this piece of Mars, frozen in Antarctic ice, we are reminded of the vast, interconnected cosmos to which Earth belongs. Each meteorite is a silent traveler, carrying secrets from distant worlds and inviting us to contemplate the mysteries beyond our own. What might future discoveries reveal about Mars, Antarctica, and the cosmic dance that connects them? How much remains hidden beneath the ice, waiting to tell its story? The mystery endures, an invitation to explore, question, and wonder about the universe that surrounds us. Beneath Antarctica's seemingly endless white expanse, where silence dominates and ice stretches as far as the eye can see, a hidden record of life from a distant past lies quietly preserved. Among the most remarkable revelations emerging from this frozen continent are fossils of massive, flightless birds, creatures that once roamed a vastly different world. These ancient giants challenge our understanding of Antarctic ecosystems and the planet's evolutionary history, inviting us to consider a time when life thrived in what now appears as an inhospitable wasteland. Picture the desolate Antarctic landscape transformed into a lush environment millions of years ago, a place where towering trees swayed in gentle winds and vast wetlands provided refuge to a variety of animals. Within this prehistoric setting, enormous birds, some reaching heights greater than a human, dominated the landscape. Unlike modern birds, these species had evolved to lose the power of flight, adapting instead to a terrestrial lifestyle shaped by the unique demands of their environment. The discovery of these fossils, well-preserved bones embedded in rock formations and sediment layers, has allowed scientists to piece together the anatomy, behavior, and ecological roles of these birds. Their sheer size and robust build suggest powerful runners or swimmers, perhaps filling niches similar to today's large terrestrial mammals. One of the most famous examples is the giant penguin fossils unearthed in Antarctic rock beds, hinting at ancestors far larger and possibly more diverse than any living species today. These birds lived during the Paleocene and Eocene epochs, tens of millions of years ago, when Antarctica's climate was warmer and more hospitable. Such finds prompt deep questions. How did these birds survive and thrive in Antarctica's shifting climates? What drove their evolution towards flightlessness and gigantism? And how did these species ultimately vanish, leaving only the icy silence behind? Scientific consensus attributes much of this to changing climates and geological events that gradually cooled the continent, transforming lush habitats into frozen deserts. As the ice advanced, these species likely faced extinction or migration. Yet the fossil record is incomplete, and gaps remain in our understanding of their full diversity and fate. Speculative theories occasionally emerge, some suggesting these birds may have developed unique adaptations or behaviors lost to time. Could some have possessed aquatic abilities rivaling modern penguins, or social structures as complex as today's avian species? Might there be undiscovered fossils yet to reshape our view of Antarctic wildlife? Others raise the tantalizing possibility that remnants of these massive birds could have survived longer than expected, perhaps in isolated refuges beneath the ice or in now submerged coastal areas. While no direct evidence supports this, the mystery fuels continued exploration. The challenge of studying Antarctic fossils is immense. The continent's harsh climate, ice coverage, and remote location limit access to fossil sites. Fieldwork is costly and demanding, often requiring international cooperation and cutting-edge technology to uncover and analyze specimens. Yet, each discovery adds pieces to a grand puzzle, one that connects Antarctica's past biodiversity to global patterns of evolution, extinction, and climate change. Understanding these ancient birds sheds light on how life on Earth adapts and transforms in response to environmental upheaval. As we look to the future, advances in technology such as improved remote sensing and molecular analysis offer hope for uncovering more secrets buried in Antarctic rocks. Each fossil carries whispers of a world long vanished, inviting us to reflect on the resilience of life and the stories etched beneath the ice. What truths remain hidden in Antarctica's ancient past? How much of this lost ecosystem will science reveal, and what surprises await discovery? The frozen continent keeps its secrets well, challenging us to persist in the quest for knowledge. Beneath Antarctica's vast, frozen landscape lies a secret that could have profound implications, not just for the continent itself, but for the global climate and our planet's future. Deep beneath the ice, scientists have discovered massive reservoirs of methane, a potent greenhouse gas trapped within sediments and locked away for millennia. These hidden stores of methane raise critical questions about how stable Antarctica's frozen environment truly is, and what might happen if these reservoirs are disturbed. Imagine a world beneath the ice, dark, immense, and silent, where enormous quantities of methane lie locked in frozen pockets known as clathrates or trapped in subglacial sediments. Methane is produced naturally through microbial activity in oxygen-starved environments, where ancient organic matter slowly decomposes. Over millions of years, these processes have generated vast methane deposits beneath the Antarctic ice, preserved in a delicate balance by the extreme cold. The discovery of these methane reservoirs came through a combination of ice-penetrating radar, seismic surveys, and gas sampling from subglacial lakes and sediments. Scientists have been surprised by the sheer scale of these deposits, which could represent a significant carbon store, one that, if released, might accelerate global warming in ways that are not yet fully understood. What makes these reservoirs especially mysterious and concerning is their potential instability. Changes in temperature, ice dynamics, or geological activity could trigger the release of methane into the atmosphere. Unlike carbon dioxide, methane traps heat much more efficiently, making its release a possible climate tipping point. But what factors keep these reservoirs stable beneath such a volatile environment? The interplay of pressure, temperature, and chemical conditions creates a fragile equilibrium. Could volcanic activity beneath the ice, shifting tectonic plates, or melting caused by climate change upset this balance? Scientists continue to debate these questions. Some suggest that methane releases have occurred in the past during periods of warming, possibly contributing to abrupt climate shifts. Others propose that the Antarctic methane reservoirs have remained stable for millions of years, insulated by the thick ice and cold temperatures. Beyond the scientific data, speculative theories also arise. Some posit that these methane deposits might harbor unique microbial ecosystems, organisms adapted to feed on methane in complete darkness and cold. If so, Antarctica could represent an extraordinary biosphere existing in isolation beneath the ice. More fringe ideas suggest that sudden methane eruptions, sometimes called methane burps, could be responsible for mysterious phenomena like ice shelf collapses or unusual seismic activity. While intriguing, such hypotheses require further evidence to move beyond speculation. The challenge of studying these reservoirs is immense. Antarctica's extreme conditions, combined with the depth and inaccessibility of these deposits, make direct observation and sampling difficult. Research relies heavily on remote sensing, modeling, and indirect measurements, leaving many uncertainties. As we peer beneath the ice to these hidden methane stores, we confront a stark reminder of the delicate balance governing Earth's climate system. How much methane lies beneath Antarctica, and what risks does it pose? How might these reservoirs respond to ongoing climate change? The mystery persists, inviting us to explore, question, and understand the fragile secrets concealed under Antarctica's frozen surface and their potential impact on the world beyond. Beneath the vast, unyielding ice sheet of Antarctica lies a feature that has intrigued scientists and researchers alike, a mysterious crater that may mark the site of an ancient cosmic impact. This hidden formation, concealed beneath layers of ice and snow, offers a silent testament to a moment of catastrophic collision that could have shaped not only the continent, but perhaps even global events long before recorded history. Imagine standing at the edge of this crater, not with your feet on solid ground, but beneath miles of ice, where modern technology must do the work of exploration. The crater's rim, sprawling and circular, measures tens of kilometers across, its shape revealed only through sophisticated ice-penetrating radar and satellite imagery. Unlike typical geological formations carved by erosion or tectonic movement, this structure bears the hallmarks of an impact, a sudden, violent event that released unimaginable energy. The evidence pointing to this crater as an impact site is compelling yet incomplete. Geophysical surveys detect a circular depression, fractured rock layers, and anomalies in the bedrock that suggest shock metamorphism, alterations to minerals only possible through extreme pressure and heat. These signs align with known characteristics of impact craters found elsewhere on Earth. Dating the crater remains a challenge. Initial estimates suggest it could be hundreds of millions of years old, predating the ice that now cloaks it. If this is true, the impact would have occurred during a period when Antarctica's environment was vastly different, perhaps a verdant land with flourishing ecosystems, far removed from the frozen desert it is today. Such an impact could have had profound consequences. Did it trigger regional or global climate changes? Could it have contributed to mass extinctions or geological upheavals? The crater's age and size invite these questions, linking Antarctica's hidden past to the broader narrative of Earth's history. Yet, beyond the scientific data, the crater fuels speculation. Some theories propose that such an impact may have played a role in ancient myths or unexplained geological phenomena. Others wonder if it might be connected to broader cosmic events, meteor showers, asteroid breakups, or even periodic bombardments that Earth endures over millennia. More fringe hypotheses even suggest that the crater could be the remnant of a much larger cataclysm, possibly linked to shifts in Earth's orbit or axial tilt, though these ideas remain speculative and unproven. The process of studying the crater is fraught with difficulty. Antarctica's extreme conditions, the thickness of the ice, and the remote location limit direct access. Researchers rely on airborne surveys, satellite data, and computer modeling to peer beneath the surface, each new discovery raising further questions rather than providing definitive answers. As we contemplate this ancient scar etched deep beneath Antarctica's ice, we are reminded of the planet's dynamic and sometimes violent history. The crater serves as a silent witness to cosmic forces that have shaped the Earth in ways we are only beginning to understand. What lies still hidden in and around this impact site? Could future explorations uncover clues that connect this Antarctic mystery to global geological events? And what lessons might it hold for understanding Earth's vulnerability to cosmic encounters? the story remains open, inviting us to continue probing the unknown beneath the ice, where time has preserved a record waiting to be deciphered. Beneath the seemingly silent, frozen expanse of Antarctica, there is a subtle but powerful phenomenon rippling through the Earth's depths, a mysterious pulse of magnetic waves emanating from deep within our planet's core. These enigmatic magnetic signals, detected by sensitive instruments buried beneath the ice, offer a glimpse into the dynamic forces shaping not just Antarctica, but the very fabric of our world. Picture the vast, white desert stretching endlessly under a pale sun, where beneath the thick ice lies an invisible realm of shifting magnetic fields. These waves travel upward from the molten core, an iron-rich, churning heart, generating the geomagnetic field that shields Earth from cosmic radiation. While magnetic activity is a known feature of our planet, the peculiar patterns recorded in Antarctica have puzzled scientists, hinting at localized anomalies that defy easy explanation. Magnetic surveys conducted across the continent reveal fluctuations and disturbances stronger than those observed elsewhere on Earth. One particularly notable feature, often referred to as the Wilkes Land magnetic anomaly, spans a massive region beneath East Antarctica. Its presence suggests that something unusual is affecting the magnetic field, possibly a vast, dense structure deep below the crust, or a remnant of a colossal impact buried beneath kilometers of ice. What could cause such magnetic disturbances? Some geologists argue it may be the signature of an ancient meteorite impact, a scar from a cataclysmic event that altered the Earth's crust and the magnetic properties of the underlying rock. Others propose the presence of dense, metallic ore deposits, or even a hidden mantle plume, an upwelling of hot rock rising from the core mantle boundary. More speculative ideas have emerged as well. Some fringe theories suggest these magnetic waves could be connected to unknown geological or even artificial structures, stirring curiosity and debate. Could these anomalies hint at a long-lost civilization's underground construction, or perhaps extraterrestrial activity? While no evidence supports such claims, the very existence of these magnetic mysteries invites open-minded exploration. Understanding the source and implications of these magnetic waves is crucial, not only for Antarctic geology, but also for insights into Earth's magnetic field behavior, a factor that influences everything from navigation systems to climate patterns. Magnetic fluctuations can sometimes precede seismic or volcanic activity, making these studies vital for anticipating natural events. Yet, the extreme environment of Antarctica complicates research efforts. Instruments must endure freezing temperatures and isolation, while data collection relies heavily on aerial and satellite surveys complemented by ground measurements. The remote nature of these observations means that each new finding must be carefully analyzed and often challenged by peer review. As scientists delve deeper into the magnetic anomalies beneath Antarctica, they confront questions that reach beyond geology. How do these waves interact with the broader geomagnetic field? What secrets about Earth's formation and internal processes might they reveal? Could they signal changes yet to come, or simply echo the planet's ancient past? The magnetic mysteries beneath Antarctica remind us that even in the most remote and seemingly static places, dynamic forces pulse and shift, silently shaping our world. What remains hidden beneath the ice and rock may hold keys not only to Earth's history, but also to its future. As we continue to listen to these magnetic whispers, the invitation remains to question, explore, and discover what truths lie concealed in the depths of our planet. Beneath Antarctica's vast, frozen landscape lies a secret that could have profound implications, not just for the continent itself, but for the global climate and our planet's future. Deep beneath the ice, scientists have discovered massive reservoirs of methane, a potent greenhouse gas trapped within sediments and locked away for millennia. These hidden stores of methane raise critical questions about how stable Antarctica's frozen environment truly is, and what might happen if these reservoirs are disturbed. Imagine a world beneath the ice, dark, immense, and silent, where enormous quantities of methane lie locked in frozen pockets known as clathrates or trapped in subglacial sediments. Methane is produced naturally through microbial activity in oxygen-starved environments, where ancient organic matter slowly decomposes. Over millions of years, these processes have generated vast methane deposits beneath the Antarctic ice, preserved in a delicate balance by the extreme cold. The discovery of these methane reservoirs came through a combination of ice-penetrating radar, seismic surveys, and gas sampling from subglacial lakes and sediments. Scientists have been surprised by the sheer scale of these deposits, which could represent a significant carbon store, one that, if released, might accelerate global warming in ways that are not yet fully understood. What makes these reservoirs especially mysterious and concerning is their potential instability. Changes in temperature, ice dynamics, or geological activity could trigger the release of methane into the atmosphere. Unlike carbon dioxide, methane traps heat much more efficiently, making its release a possible climate tipping point. But what factors keep these reservoirs stable beneath such a volatile environment? The interplay of pressure, temperature, and chemical conditions creates a fragile equilibrium. Could volcanic activity beneath the ice, shifting tectonic plates, or melting caused by climate change upset this balance? Scientists continue to debate these questions. Some suggest that methane releases have occurred in the past during periods of warming, possibly contributing to abrupt climate shifts. Others propose that the Antarctic methane reservoirs have remained stable for millions of years, insulated by the thick ice and cold temperatures. Beyond the scientific data, speculative theories also arise. Some posit that these methane deposits might harbor unique microbial ecosystems, organisms adapted to feed on methane in complete darkness and cold. If so, Antarctica could represent an extraordinary biosphere existing in isolation beneath the ice. More fringe ideas suggest that sudden methane eruptions, sometimes called methane burps, could be responsible for mysterious phenomena like ice shelf collapses or unusual seismic activity. While intriguing, such hypotheses require further evidence to move beyond speculation. The challenge of studying these reservoirs is immense. Antarctica's extreme conditions, combined with the depth and inaccessibility of these deposits, make direct observation and sampling difficult. Research relies heavily on remote sensing, modeling, and indirect measurements, leaving many uncertainties. As we peer beneath the ice to these hidden methane stores, we confront a stark reminder of the delicate balance governing Earth's climate system. How much methane lies beneath Antarctica, and what risks does it pose? How might these reservoirs respond to ongoing climate change? The mystery persists, inviting us to explore, question, and understand the fragile secrets concealed under Antarctica's frozen surface and their potential impact on the world beyond. Beneath the vast, silent expanse of Antarctica's ice, a hidden spectacle of light and shadow has been discovered. Giant glowing ice caves that defy conventional explanation. These vast caverns, illuminated by an eerie blue glow, stretch deep beneath the frozen surface, inviting wonder, curiosity, and a profound sense of mystery. Imagine stepping into a cavern where walls of crystal-clear ice shimmer with an otherworldly luminescence, casting ghostly reflections that dance across expansive chambers. These glowing ice caves are not only breathtaking in their beauty, but also puzzling in their origin. Unlike typical ice formations shaped by temperature and pressure alone, these caves emit a subtle, bioluminescent-like glow that scientists are only beginning to understand. The discovery of these caves came through a combination of satellite imagery, ground-penetrating radar, and exploratory expeditions. Their sheer scale is staggering. Some chambers span hundreds of meters, with ceilings adorned by intricate ice stalactites that glisten like frozen chandeliers. The glow, a soft and steady blue, fills the space in a way that suggests a source beyond mere reflection of sunlight or ambient atmospheric conditions. What could be causing this mysterious light? Initial hypotheses suggest that the glow might result from natural fluorescence, a phenomenon where minerals or microbes emit light when stimulated by radiation or chemical reactions. Certain types of ice crystals can refract and scatter light, creating dazzling effects. However, the persistence and intensity of the glow remain difficult to explain fully with known natural processes. Intriguingly, some researchers speculate that microbial life forms, adapted to extreme cold and darkness, could be producing bioluminescence, light emitted by living organisms. While bioluminescence is common in ocean depths, its presence within Antarctic ice caves would be unprecedented and raises fascinating questions about life's adaptability. Other theories range from geothermal activity, heating pockets of ice and causing luminescent chemical reactions, to trapped gases within the ice that fluoresce under certain conditions. Still, no definitive evidence has confirmed any single explanation. The glowing caves also raise broader questions about Antarctica's hidden environments. Could these luminous chambers be connected to subglacial lakes or hydrothermal vents, forming unique ecosystems isolated from the outside world? What undiscovered biological or geological processes might be at work in these extreme conditions? Despite advances in technology, exploring these caves remains a daunting challenge. Harsh temperatures, treacherous ice formations, and remote locations make direct study risky and difficult. Robotic probes and remote sensing offer glimpses, but much remains unseen and unexplored. This mystery captures the imagination, not just as a natural wonder, but as a symbol of Antarctica's vast unknown. The glowing ice caves remind us that beneath the seemingly lifeless surface lies a realm full of surprises, where light and life might intertwine in unexpected ways. As scientists continue to probe these shimmering chambers, the questions multiply. What other secrets do Antarctica's depths hold? How might the discovery of glowing ice caves reshape our understanding of life, light, and the frozen continent's hidden landscapes? The journey into these luminous caverns is far from over, inviting us to venture deeper, to seek, to discover, and to wonder at the mysteries still concealed beneath the ice. Far above Antarctica's frozen expanse, in the dark, frigid polar skies, something mysterious has captured the attention of scientists, explorers, and skywatchers alike. Strange lights flickering and dancing across the horizon, defying easy explanation. These enigmatic illuminations, sometimes glowing in vivid hues of green, purple, or red, have been reported for decades, stirring both wonder and debate about their origin and meaning. Imagine standing on the ice under a vast canopy of stars, when suddenly, unexpected lights appear, shifting shapes that ripple and pulse with an ethereal glow. Unlike the well-known auroras, these phenomena sometimes manifest as isolated flashes, glowing orbs, or fleeting streaks that seem almost deliberate in their movements. Recorded on cameras and described in first-hand accounts, these polar lights provoke questions that challenge our understanding of atmospheric science. The Antarctic atmosphere is indeed home to spectacular natural light displays, most notably the aurora australis, caused by charged particles from the sun interacting with Earth's magnetic field. This familiar phenomenon paints the skies with curtains of shimmering color, a cosmic dance rooted firmly in physics. Yet, the mysterious lights in Antarctica sometimes diverge from typical auroral behavior, appearing in unexpected locations, lasting for unusual durations, or showing patterns that confound conventional models. Scientists have sought explanations within atmospheric and electromagnetic processes. Could these lights be manifestations of rare plasma discharges? or perhaps related to geomagnetic storms interacting uniquely with Antarctica's magnetic environment? Some studies suggest that temperature inversions, ice crystals, or even electrical phenomena like sprites and jets, transient luminous events usually observed in thunderstorms, might play a role. Yet, many sightings resist full scientific explanation. Could underground ice movements generate electrical activity that discharges as visible light? Or might reflections and refractions through ice layers create optical illusions, tricking observers? These questions remain open, with ongoing research attempting to parse natural phenomena from anomalies. Adding to the intrigue are more speculative ideas that have entered the conversation. Some suggest the lights could be linked to unknown energy sources beneath the ice, or even hint at extraterrestrial activity. While such theories are far from mainstream science, they reflect the human impulse to seek meaning beyond the known, especially in remote and extreme environments. Antarctica's remoteness and harsh conditions mean that capturing and studying these lights relies heavily on remote sensing, high-speed cameras, and occasional expeditions. The fleeting and unpredictable nature of the displays makes systematic observation difficult, preserving much of their mystery. What might these elusive lights signify? Are they merely atmospheric curiosities, or do they hint at deeper geological or cosmic processes at work? Could they be messages encoded in the fabric of Earth's magnetic and atmospheric systems, waiting to be decoded? As we gaze into the polar night, watching these mysterious lights flicker and fade, we are reminded of Antarctica's role as a frontier of natural wonder and scientific discovery. The skies above its frozen deserts hold secrets as profound as those buried beneath the ice. The question remains: what other hidden phenomena await discovery in this stark, silent wilderness? The mystery of Antarctica's mysterious lights invites us to keep looking up, to question and to wonder at the unseen forces that shape our world. Beneath Antarctica's relentless freeze, nature has sculpted wonders that defy expectation and invite profound curiosity. Bizarre ice formations exhibiting perfect symmetry. These extraordinary geometric patterns, found scattered across the icy landscape, challenge our understanding of how ice behaves in such an extreme environment. They are silent puzzles, natural sculptures that seem almost deliberate, their origins both beautiful and baffling. Picture standing in the harsh Antarctic cold, the biting wind whipping across the stark white terrain, when suddenly your gaze falls upon formations unlike anything familiar. Massive hexagonal columns of ice rise from the surface, their edges sharp and precise. Nearby, crystalline patterns stretch across frozen lakes in tessellations so flawless they seem crafted by an unseen hand. Circles, hexagons, and other polygons interlock with uncanny regularity, defying the randomness we expect from natural ice. Scientists have documented these formations for decades, using satellite imagery, aerial surveys, and on-the-ground observations to map their distribution. The patterns often appear where environmental conditions combine in rare and specific ways, where temperature fluctuations, wind patterns, and moisture levels converge to coax ice into these intricate shapes. But how does such perfect symmetry emerge in such a chaotic, dynamic setting? Some explanations draw from physics and crystallography. Ice naturally forms hexagonal crystals at the molecular level, and under certain stresses, these crystals organize into larger geometric structures. Temperature gradients, sublimation, and the slow expansion and contraction of ice can create fractal-like patterns that mimic human-made geometry. Yet many aspects remain unexplained. Why do some formations grow to such immense sizes? Why do they sometimes appear isolated in places where standard models predict chaotic or irregular ice? Could underground heat sources, mineral deposits, or electromagnetic fields influence their development? In some instances, formations seem to resist melting and deformation far longer than expected, as if stabilized by unknown forces. Speculative theories abound. Some suggest that these formations might be the visible remnants of ancient ice structures, preserved for millennia beneath layers of snow and ice. Others wonder if unique microbial colonies could influence crystal growth, secreting substances that guide or stabilize the formations. More fringe ideas even propose connections to extraterrestrial influences or lost civilizations, though these remain outside mainstream scientific discourse. Studying these formations is an ongoing challenge. Antarctica's extreme weather limits direct access and long-term observation. Many discoveries come from remote sensing technologies, satellites equipped with radar and spectral imaging that detect subtle variations in ice texture and composition. Yet, even these tools cannot fully capture the dynamic processes shaping these symmetrical wonders. What do these bizarre ice formations tell us about the forces at work beneath Antarctica's surface? Are they simply the outcome of natural physics pushed to its extremes? Or do they hint at deeper mysteries, hidden energy sources, biological influences, or geological anomalies? As researchers continue their investigations, they confront the profound complexity of Antarctic ice, a substance both familiar and alien. These symmetrical formations invite us to reconsider what we know about nature's capacity for order amid apparent chaos. The mystery endures. What other secrets do Antarctica's icy geometries hold? How might unlocking their origins expand our understanding of Earth's coldest continent, and perhaps even the broader universe? In the endless white silence, the symmetrical ice stands as a testament to the uncanny artistry of nature, urging us to look closer, to question more deeply, and to embrace the unknown. Beneath Antarctica's seemingly endless ice sheet lies a secret world, hidden from sight and shielded by miles of frozen crust, a vast subterranean ocean, a hidden expanse of liquid water trapped beneath the ice cap. This mysterious ocean, or more accurately a network of subglacial lakes and waterways, stretches for hundreds of kilometers, forming one of the most enigmatic and inaccessible environments on Earth. Imagine a dark, silent realm where water flows freely, untouched by sunlight, isolated for millions of years beneath the crushing weight of ice. This is not a surface ocean, but a hidden aquatic world, warmed subtly by geothermal heat and insulated by the thick ice above. It is a place of extremes, where life as we know it may exist in forms adapted to the cold, darkness, and immense pressure. The discovery of this subterranean ocean began with radar surveys and satellite imagery that revealed anomalies beneath the ice. Flat, reflective surfaces, consistent with liquid water. Lake Vostok, the largest and most studied of these lakes, lies buried nearly 4 kilometers beneath the ice surface, its existence confirmed by decades of research and deep ice drilling efforts. Since then, dozens of other subglacial lakes and interconnected channels have been identified, forming a complex hydrological system beneath the ice sheet. Scientists are fascinated by these hidden waters because they represent a unique natural laboratory. The water in these lakes has likely been isolated from the atmosphere for millions of years, preserved in a pristine state that could offer clues about ancient climates, geological processes, and even the possibility of life in extreme conditions. Could microbes thrive in this dark, pressurized environment, feeding on chemical nutrients dissolved in the water? The potential for discovering novel forms of life or new biochemical processes is immense. The challenge of exploring these lakes is formidable. Drilling through kilometers of ice risks contaminating these pristine ecosystems, so strict protocols are in place to prevent disruption. Remote sensing and indirect measurements provide insights, but direct study remains limited. What lies beneath Lake Vostok's surface, microbial communities, unknown minerals, or something more extraordinary, remains largely speculative. Beyond the scientific intrigue, this subterranean ocean raises profound questions about Earth's hidden hydrosphere and its interactions with the planet's climate and geology. How do these lakes influence ice sheet dynamics and stability? Could shifts in subglacial water systems contribute to ice flow and melting patterns, affecting global sea levels? Speculative theories also arise from the mystery. Some have pondered whether these underground waters could be remnants of an ancient ocean connected to Antarctica's distant past, before it became the frozen continent we know today. Others wonder if these subglacial waters might serve as analogs for extraterrestrial environments on moons like Europa or Enceladus, where subsurface oceans exist beneath icy shells, potentially harboring life. The existence of this hidden ocean challenges our perceptions of Antarctica as a barren, lifeless wasteland. Instead, it reveals a dynamic, layered world full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Each new discovery pushes the boundaries of our understanding, reminding us that much of our planet's story remains locked away beneath ice and stone. What other secrets does this subterranean ocean hold? What life, if any, persists in these eternal darknesses? And how might these hidden waters shape the future of Antarctica and the global climate system? As research continues, the mystery of the subterranean ocean invites us to look deeper, to listen more closely to the silent world beneath the ice, and to wonder what other truths lie concealed in Antarctica's frozen heart. Beneath the vast, unyielding ice of Antarctica lies one of the planet's most enigmatic and isolated environments, Lake Vostok, a hidden freshwater reservoir trapped beneath nearly 4 kilometers of ice. Imagine a world sealed off from the surface for millions of years, a frozen alien realm existing in perpetual darkness and extreme pressure, untouched by sunlight or atmospheric influence. This lake is not simply a body of water. It is a time capsule, a living laboratory for understanding life's resilience and the mysteries of Earth's hidden frontiers. Lake Vostok was first hinted at by radar surveys in the mid-20th century, which detected a vast, flat expanse beneath the ice sheet. Over time, scientists confirmed that this was indeed a liquid lake, maintained in a liquid state by geothermal heat from the Earth's interior and the immense pressure of the overlying ice. It stretches more than 250 kilometers in length and covers an area larger than Lake Ontario, yet it remains almost entirely unexplored. The lake's isolation raises profound questions. How can liquid water persist in such harsh conditions, and what forms of life, if any, survive there? Researchers speculate that microbes might inhabit this extreme environment, drawing energy not from sunlight, but from chemical reactions in the water and sediments. Such life forms would be adapted to near freezing temperatures, darkness, and complete isolation, conditions that challenge our understanding of biology. Despite advances in drilling technology, direct access to Lake Vostok has been limited and fraught with challenges. There is a delicate balance between scientific curiosity and environmental caution, as contaminating this pristine environment could destroy potential native ecosystems or obscure future discoveries. Yet, samples recovered from the ice above the lake have hinted at the presence of complex microbial DNA, suggesting life may indeed persist beneath. Speculation extends beyond microbiology. Could Lake Vostok's conditions be analogous to extraterrestrial habitats, such as the subsurface oceans suspected beneath the icy crusts of Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's Enceladus? If life can exist in Lake Vostok's dark, pressurized depths, might similar life forms survive on distant worlds, hidden beneath layers of ice? Moreover, the lake's chemistry and geology remain partly mysterious. The water contains unusual concentrations of salts and gases, some of which could provide clues about geological activity beneath the lakebed. Are hydrothermal vents present, seeding nutrients and energy into this hidden ecosystem? Or might chemical processes within the lake be more static, preserving conditions from a distant geological past? While mainstream science carefully examines these questions, fringe theories have also emerged. Some propose that Lake Vostok could harbor ancient, undiscovered organisms, or even remnants of lost civilizations frozen in time. Though unsupported by evidence, such ideas reflect the deep human fascination with the unknown and the desire to imagine extraordinary possibilities in remote places. What remains clear is that Lake Vostok is a symbol of mystery and exploration, a place where the boundaries between known science and profound unknowns blur. As research continues, it offers a glimpse not only into Earth's past and the adaptability of life, but also into the possibilities of life beyond our planet. What secrets are locked away in Lake Vostok's depths? What new forms of life, unknown biochemistry, or geological processes await discovery? The answers remain out of reach for now, inviting us to continue the quest, to peer beneath the ice, and to ponder the silent mysteries of this frozen, alien world below. In the heart of Antarctica, where vast sheets of ice stretch as far as the eye can see, there exists a place so incongruous with the rest of the continent that it seems almost impossible to believe it is part of the same frozen world. The McMurdo Dry Valleys, often referred to as the strangest place on Earth, offer a glimpse into a landscape so alien, so otherworldly, that it feels like a different planet entirely. Here, in the absence of snow and ice, one encounters an expanse of cracked soil, rock-strewn deserts, and salt flats, where life ekes out an existence in conditions so harsh that it challenges every preconceived notion of what can survive. The dry valleys are located within the Transantarctic mountain range, and despite being situated in one of the coldest regions of the world, they are surprisingly ice-free. This dry landscape is a result of the unique combination of geographical, meteorological, and climatic factors that set it apart from the rest of the frozen continent. While the surrounding regions of Antarctica are covered in thick layers of ice and snow, the dry valleys are exempt from this blanket. This curious lack of ice, coupled with the extreme dryness of the region, creates a landscape that is more reminiscent of a desert than the icy plains we associate with Antarctica. The valleys were discovered in 1911 by Robert Scott's expedition and were named after the McMurdo Sound, which lies to the south of the region. However, it wasn't until much later that scientists began to understand the true nature of these valleys. The area receives little to no precipitation, an average of just 2 inches of water per year, making it one of the driest places on Earth. The lack of moisture is due to a combination of factors, including the rain shadow effect created by the surrounding mountains, as well as the region's position in Antarctica's katabatic wind system. These winds, which descend from the icy plateau above, evaporate any moisture that does manage to reach the region, leaving the landscape arid and barren. The landscape itself is striking, with wide expanses of dry, cracked soil, salt flats, and exposed bedrock. The topography is an intricate maze of crevices and ridges that give the dry valleys an almost alien appearance. The stark contrasts between the dark, rocky outcrops and the pale, dust-covered plains create a surreal and dramatic scenery. In certain areas, ancient riverbeds, once shaped by flowing water, are now fossilized into the landscape, offering a glimpse into a time long past when the region may have supported life in a very different form. Despite the seeming barrenness, the dry valleys are not completely lifeless. As with most extreme environments, life finds a way to survive, albeit in very unusual forms. The region is home to various extremophiles, microbes, bacteria, and fungi that have evolved to endure the harsh conditions. These organisms can survive without much water, using only trace amounts of moisture that come from the occasional snowfall, the melting of underground ice, or the condensation of fog. Some of these microorganisms even thrive in the soil and ice, feeding on minerals and gases present in the environment, such as sulfur and methane. It is a reminder of life's incredible adaptability, how it can find ways to persist even in the most inhospitable conditions. Yet, for all its seemingly barren landscape, the dry valleys are far from fully understood. While researchers have spent decades studying the region's unique biological systems, there are still many unanswered questions about the valley's past and present. One of the most intriguing aspects of the dry valleys is the idea that they may hold clues to the ancient climate of Antarctica, potentially offering a window into a time when the continent was much warmer and supported a very different ecosystem. For example, evidence from deep-sea cores and ice cores suggests that during the Eocene epoch, around 50 million years ago, Antarctica was much warmer, with lush forests and diverse wildlife. Could the dry valleys have once been a part of this more temperate landscape? Could they have once harbored a thriving ecosystem before the gradual freezing of the continent? Scientists have speculated that the dry valleys may contain fossilized remnants of this ancient life, perhaps traces of prehistoric plants or animals that lived in this region long before it was overtaken by the glaciation that defines modern-day Antarctica. Adding to the mystery, the dry valleys are home to what appear to be active subterranean lakes. Beneath the dry surface, water remains liquid thanks to geothermal heat, creating subglacial lakes similar to those found beneath the larger ice sheets of Antarctica. These lakes, which can only be accessed through drilling, have been the subject of intense scientific interest due to the possibility that they may harbor unique ecosystems. While many of these lakes are not as well studied as Lake Vostok or Lake Wilkes, they represent another puzzle piece in the dry valley's ongoing mystery. What kinds of microorganisms might exist in these water bodies, cut off from the surface for millions of years? And could these life forms hold the key to understanding the limits of life's adaptability on Earth, or even to finding similar life forms in extreme environments elsewhere in the solar system? The dry valley's extreme isolation also adds another layer of intrigue to the region. Some have speculated that the valleys may harbor unknown species of life that are more adapted to their surroundings than we can even imagine. Could these organisms, which live in such extreme conditions, have evolved in ways that defy conventional biological understanding? Some researchers have even hypothesized that the dry valleys could provide an analog for life on Mars, where conditions, once thought too harsh to support life, might actually host microbial life similar to what we find in Antarctica's most isolated regions. The parallels between the dry valleys and Mars are striking, and scientists are eager to explore whether the secrets held by these valleys could inform our search for life beyond Earth. And yet, despite the advances in scientific research, there remains an air of mystery that surrounds the dry valleys. Could there be more beneath the surface than we realize? Are there clues hidden in the rocks, the soil, or even in the strange, isolated pockets of life that persist against all odds? The sheer extremity of the environment raises more questions than answers, as the region's unique landscape, once thought to be a barren wasteland, may hold secrets that could change our understanding of life on Earth, and perhaps on other planets. The dry valleys are perhaps the most paradoxical region on Earth. In a place where it seems impossible for anything to survive, life finds a way. Subtle, mysterious, and resilient. The history embedded in the landscape, the strange ecosystems beneath the surface, and the possibility of past climates and ancient life all combine to make this region one of the most fascinating and enigmatic places on Earth. What truths might still lie buried beneath the cracked, dry soil of the dry valleys? How might future research shed light on the mysteries that have long evaded us? And perhaps most tantalizing of all, what other secrets might the valley hold, waiting to be uncovered by those daring enough to venture into its desolate yet strangely life-filled terrain? As we venture deeper into the frozen expanse of Antarctica, one of the harshest and most unforgiving places on Earth, it's easy to assume that life here, if it exists at all, is fragile and tenuous, confined to small, specialized ecosystems that cling to the margins of survival. But within this seemingly lifeless environment, there are creatures that have defied our most basic understanding of biology. These are not the simple organisms we might expect to find in such extreme conditions. No, some of the most remarkable life forms here are capable of something that seems almost impossible. They thrive by feeding on radiation itself. This phenomenon is most famously observed in the radiophilic, radiation-loving microbes that have been found beneath the ice, in the soil, and even in the waters of Antarctica. These creatures, once thought to be the stuff of science fiction, challenge the very limits of what we know about life. They derive energy not from sunlight or conventional nutrients, but from ionizing radiation, specifically radiation that is often lethal to most forms of life. To truly grasp the significance of this discovery, it's important to understand the nature of radiation in the Antarctic environment. Antarctica, with its vast, unshielded expanses of ice, experiences high levels of cosmic radiation, which bombard the Earth's surface with highly energetic particles. These particles are so powerful that they can strip away atoms from molecules, breaking chemical bonds and altering the very structures of the substances they encounter. Most forms of life on Earth would find such radiation deadly. However, in certain remote corners of Antarctica, researchers have discovered a remarkable resilience in some microbes, leading to an astonishing question. Could these creatures actually use radiation as a source of energy? These so-called radiophiles were first identified in the 1990s in research areas like the Antarctic dry valleys and in some of the isolated ice-covered lakes. There, scientists found strange bacteria and fungi, some of which appeared to be feeding on the radiation emitted by the rocks and minerals in the region's glacial deposits. While most bacteria depend on sunlight or organic matter to survive, radiophiles are able to harness the energy released by radiation, essentially converting it into usable fuel for growth. This discovery forced a radical rethinking of life's adaptability and the potential for life to exist in environments previously considered too hostile for survival. One example of these incredible organisms is a microbe called Geobacter sulfur-reducens, which is often found in the sediments of icy regions. In essence, this microbe eats radiation, using it to convert certain minerals and molecules into usable energy. It survives in a process known as radioresistance, in which it is able to repair the damage caused by radiation and use that very energy to power its biological processes. Such creatures are the epitome of life's ingenuity in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. But how exactly do these microbes thrive in an environment where radiation levels are extremely high, and their closest relatives are found in much warmer climates? The key to their survival seems to lie in their ability to absorb radiation through a process known as bioremediation. In this process, the organisms not only withstand the damage caused by radiation, but actually utilize the energy for cellular processes. This ability is thought to be a product of millions of years of evolutionary adaptation, as these organisms have developed specific enzymes and DNA repair mechanisms that enable them to thrive under such harsh conditions. It is a perfect example of nature's ability to push the boundaries of life to survive in places most would consider completely inhospitable. The question arises, however, what does this mean for our understanding of life itself? Could this phenomenon of radiation-eating organisms provide a window into understanding how life might exist in similarly extreme environments, such as the surface of Mars or the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn? The surface of Mars, for example, is bombarded with cosmic radiation, and its thin atmosphere offers little protection. Similarly, moons like Europa and Enceladus, which are covered in layers of ice, may harbor subsurface oceans exposed to radiation from deep space particles. the discovery of life in Antarctica that thrives on radiation could offer us a critical clue in the search for extraterrestrial life. While it may sound like pure speculation, there is a growing body of research suggesting that such organisms might hold the key to understanding how life could persist in environments with no sunlight or traditional nutrients. Some scientists theorize that similar life forms could exist on other planets or moons that experience high levels of radiation, places where conventional life forms, as we know them, might not survive. If such organisms can indeed survive on radiation, they could be much more widespread than we initially thought, thriving in places where other forms of life would perish. This opens up the tantalizing possibility that radiation-eating organisms could play a pivotal role in the search for life elsewhere in the universe. If life can thrive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth, could it do so in other extreme conditions on distant worlds? The answer may lie in the very nature of radiation itself, an abundant energy source that has been largely overlooked in our quest for life beyond Earth. In fact, scientists are beginning to explore the potential for building life forms that can harness this radiation, much like the microbes in Antarctica, as part of future space exploration missions. But while these discoveries open the door to exciting possibilities, they also raise further questions. If radiation-eating microbes can survive in environments like Antarctica, could they play a role in shaping the landscape itself? Could they contribute to the formation of new minerals or alter the chemical composition of the environment? If these organisms are capable of altering their surroundings, how might they affect the long-term stability of Antarctica's already fragile ecosystems? More research is needed to answer these questions, but one thing is clear: life's resilience knows no bounds, and its ability to adapt to extreme conditions is far beyond what we ever imagined. Some researchers have even gone so far as to speculate about the existence of larger, unknown creatures in Antarctica that may have adapted to feed on radiation. While this is a speculative theory at best, it taps into the growing interest in the idea that Antarctica could be hiding secrets far beyond the reach of human knowledge. If microscopic life can survive on radiation, could larger organisms, perhaps with unknown biochemistry, exist in Antarctica's harshest environments, quietly adapting to the conditions we thought could not sustain life? It's a tantalizing thought, but for now, there is no evidence to suggest anything larger than microbes survives on radiation alone. As we continue to probe deeper into the mysteries of Antarctica, these radiation-feeding microbes stand as a testament to life's incredible adaptability. They challenge our understanding of biology, forcing us to reconsider what life is and how it might persist in extreme environments. The idea that organisms can thrive on radiation, converting energy from one of the most destructive forces known to science, expands the boundaries of what we consider possible. The full implications of these discoveries are yet to be realized. Could radiation-based life forms be the key to understanding how life can exist beyond Earth? Or perhaps, in the frigid depths of Antarctica, we have stumbled upon the oldest, most resilient forms of life still thriving, life forms that have survived for eons by adapting to the unforgiving forces of radiation. What other secrets might lie hidden in the radiation-choked depths of Antarctica, waiting for us to uncover them? These are questions that, for now, remain unanswered. But the discovery of radiation-eating creatures in one of Earth's most extreme environments is a compelling reminder that life is more adaptable and more mysterious than we could ever have imagined. And perhaps, just perhaps, it is a clue that points us toward life's ultimate resilience, both on Earth and beyond. As we continue our journey into the heart of Antarctica, a place where mysteries abound and the unexplained is almost commonplace, we find ourselves confronted with yet another enigma that challenges our understanding of the frozen continent. It is a structure, captured by satellite imagery, that has intrigued scientists, researchers, and conspiracy theorists alike. A dome-shaped formation, sitting amidst the icy expanse, was spotted high above the Antarctic landscape, sparking a cascade of questions and theories. What could it be? How did it form? And perhaps most importantly, why is it there? The structure, which has come to be known as the dome by those who have studied it, was first identified during routine satellite surveys of the region. The object's unmistakable dome-like shape rises sharply from the otherwise flat ice sheets of Antarctica. It is not the first strange anomaly to be observed in the region, but it is one of the most puzzling. Its size and the precise geometry of its form make it appear less like a natural formation and more like something engineered. For years, scientists have tried to explain the dome through natural means, suggesting that it could be the result of some sort of geological activity, perhaps a product of the shifting ice and underlying rock formations. In the early stages of investigation, theories emerged that linked the dome to a buried mountain peak or some form of ancient volcanic activity. These explanations, though plausible, fail to account for the odd shape of the dome, which does not seem to fit the typical patterns of natural landforms seen in other parts of Antarctica. Its smooth, almost perfect dome-like curvature hints at something more deliberate, something crafted rather than shaped by the forces of nature. The satellite images that captured this anomaly are clear, and the formation itself is distinct. But the mystery deepens when we consider the location of the dome. Situated in an area that is difficult to access and far removed from any significant research stations, it lies in a place where very few scientific expeditions have ventured. Despite numerous satellite flyovers and even some expeditions attempting to investigate up close, little is known about the true nature of the dome. What's more, the formation sits in a region of Antarctica that has remained relatively unexplored, far from the typical paths traveled by those researching the continent's more well-known mysteries, such as the South Pole or Lake Vostok. As one might expect, the lack of direct investigation has fueled speculation and spurred numerous theories. Some suggest that the dome could be the result of some kind of military or scientific installation buried under the ice. Could it be a remnant of a long-lost expedition, perhaps a research station or an ancient military base? There have been reports of secretive military operations in Antarctica dating back to the Cold War era, and some theorists point to the dome as potential evidence of hidden structures or unknown bases that were either intentionally obscured or forgotten in the subsequent years. Could it be a remnant of such activity, lying dormant beneath the ice, waiting to be uncovered? Others take a more speculative approach, suggesting that the dome might not be of human origin at all. Could it be the product of some unknown natural phenomenon, or perhaps even evidence of an ancient civilization? The idea of hidden ancient civilizations buried beneath the ice has long been a point of intrigue in the realm of fringe theories. Some suggest that the dome could be part of a long-forgotten structure, created by a civilization that once thrived in Antarctica before the continent was encased in ice. These theories are, of course, highly speculative, and there is no hard evidence to support the existence of such a civilization. Yet the idea that a structure of unknown origin might lie beneath Antarctica's icy veil is enough to fuel further investigation and speculation. Of course, it's also possible that the dome could have a more mundane explanation, one tied to the complex geological processes that shape Antarctica's landscape. Some geologists have suggested that the dome could be the result of ice and rock formation processes, where the shifting layers of ice and snow have over time created a perfectly rounded shape. Perhaps the dome is simply the product of natural erosion, a structure formed by the pressure and movement of the surrounding ice and rock over millennia. The curvature could be an effect of the way the ice behaves under immense pressure, with the natural movement of the glacier causing the ice to form a dome-like shape over time. However, this explanation doesn't fully satisfy those who have studied the dome, as the smoothness and symmetry of the formation don't align perfectly with natural ice flows or typical glacial behavior. While Antarctica's glaciers can create bizarre and fascinating landforms, few seem to match the specific geometric precision of the dome. Adding another layer of intrigue to the mystery is the history of similar phenomena. Over the years, other mysterious structures have been reported in Antarctica, some of which have been dismissed as optical illusions or misinterpretations of satellite imagery. Yet, a pattern seems to emerge when looking at these anomalies as a whole. In many cases, these structures are found in remote, largely unexplored areas of the continent, places where few, if any, expeditions have ventured. The fact that the dome was captured by satellite, rather than being directly discovered by a research team on the ground, adds to its mystique. There's an undeniable sense that we are only beginning to scratch the surface of what Antarctica might be hiding. One of the most tantalizing aspects of the dome structure is the mystery surrounding the ice that surrounds it. Despite the harsh conditions of Antarctica, where the cold and ice are constant companions, there are unique features within the ice itself that suggest unusual geological activity. Scientists have been unable to fully explain how certain features, such as the dome, could have formed, or why they exist in places where the ice appears to have remained undisturbed for millions of years. Could this dome be a natural structure, hidden for millennia beneath layers of shifting ice? Or is it something more? Something artificially constructed, perhaps long ago, and now only visible to the trained eye of modern satellite technology. These are the questions that linger, unanswered, in the minds of many researchers who have tried, and so far failed, to investigate the true nature of the dome. And yet, despite the uncertainty, the structure itself offers a glimpse into the vast unknowns that still linger in the frozen wasteland of Antarctica. The more we learn about this dome, the more we are forced to confront the limits of our knowledge. What lies beneath the ice? What other secrets could be waiting to be uncovered, perhaps just beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight? The answers to these questions may never come easily. The harsh conditions of Antarctica, combined with the remoteness of the dome's location, make any investigation difficult and costly. Yet the allure of the unknown remains, and it is this sense of mystery that keeps driving researchers and explorers forward. With every new satellite image, every new theory, and every new expedition, we inch ever closer to uncovering the truth. But as of now, the dome's true purpose and origin remain elusive. Could it be a relic of a long-lost civilization? A military installation from the Cold War? Or is it simply a bizarre natural phenomenon, one that challenges our understanding of geology and ice? Until we know for sure, the dome will remain one of Antarctica's most intriguing mysteries. A structure that, like so many others on this vast, frozen continent, leaves us wondering what else might be hidden in the depths of the ice, waiting to be discovered. As we continue our exploration into the frozen wasteland of Antarctica, a place where each layer of ice holds centuries of secrets, we are confronted by a theory that feels almost too fantastical to believe. A portal beneath the ice. It sounds like something pulled from the pages of science fiction, doesn't it? But in the stark, cold expanse of this ancient continent, the line between fiction and reality is sometimes blurrier than we might expect. The idea of a portal is far from new. Ancient cultures, from the Mayans to the Egyptians, have all alluded to entrances to other worlds, gateways to realms unknown. And in the modern age, popular culture has drawn heavily on the concept, envisioning doorways that lead to parallel universes, or even alien worlds. But what if Antarctica, with all its mystery, was hiding something more than just ice and snow? What if it was hiding a doorway to something entirely different, something far beyond our current understanding of physics and geography? This theory of a portal beneath Antarctica stems from a range of odd phenomena that have been observed in the region over the years. While it may sound like pure speculation, The case for something unusual beneath the ice has grown stronger with time. In fact, researchers and explorers have reported numerous strange occurrences that seem to defy logic, often occurring near ancient underground structures or areas of high electromagnetic activity. These observations have raised questions. Could there be some kind of natural or artificial doorway beneath the ice? If so, what might it lead to? One of the most fascinating aspects of this theory involves the mysterious Vostok anomaly. This term refers to a massive, unexplained structure found beneath Lake Vostok, one of the largest subglacial lakes in Antarctica. The anomaly was first detected during surveys of the lake's ice cap. What makes this discovery so perplexing is its size and shape. It appears to be a huge, flat surface, much too perfect and symmetrical to be the result of natural forces like ice or rock. Could this be an entrance, or perhaps a large structure buried deep beneath the ice? Some researchers have suggested that the anomaly could be an artificial construction, possibly linked to ancient civilizations, while others lean toward the idea that it is a natural formation, albeit one that remains unexplained. But its peculiar characteristics have kept the theory of a hidden portal alive. To make matters more intriguing, satellite images and radar scans of the region have shown several other unusual features. Deep fissures in the ice, enormous cavernous spaces beneath the surface, and even strangely warm spots in certain locations, all of which seem to suggest that something out of the ordinary is occurring under the thick sheets of ice. Could these warm spots be the result of something natural, like geothermal heat escaping from the Earth's crust? Or could they be indicative of something far more extraordinary, like a tunnel, an opening, or even a wormhole into another dimension? While the idea of portals may seem too fantastical to some, it's important to remember that Antarctica is a place where scientific discoveries have often defied expectations. From the discovery of ancient microbial life trapped in ice to the revelation of hidden lakes and strange ecosystems beneath the ice sheets, Antarctica has consistently proved to be a continent full of surprises, many of which we're still only beginning to understand. Could it be that the concept of a portal, though outlandish, is simply another riddle waiting to be solved in this enigmatic place? One of the reasons this theory has gained traction is due to the highly unusual electromagnetic activity detected in certain areas of Antarctica. Research teams have observed strange readings in the regions surrounding some of these anomalies, which suggest the presence of energy fields far beyond what would be expected in a typical environment. These electromagnetic fluctuations could be a natural phenomenon, like magnetic anomalies or unusual rock formations, but they could also indicate something far more significant, perhaps a hidden source of energy or a doorway to an unknown realm. Such anomalies have long been associated with locations of high interest in both scientific and mystical circles, further fueling the speculation that there might be something more beneath the ice than meets the eye. In addition to the electromagnetic anomalies, there are also reports of unexplained aerial phenomena, strange lights or objects observed in the skies above certain regions of Antarctica. While most of these sightings can likely be attributed to natural phenomena like the aurora australis or the bizarre weather patterns of the region, there are some reports that suggest something more intentional. Could these phenomena be linked to the mysterious portal theory? Are there forces, either natural or otherwise, at work in the region that we do not yet understand? Perhaps even more compelling are the tales from explorers and scientists who have worked in the region. Over the years, there have been whispers of unusual experiences that cannot be easily explained. Some researchers claim to have encountered inexplicable feelings of dread or unease while working in areas of high electromagnetic activity, while others speak of hearing strange sounds coming from deep beneath the ice. These stories, while anecdotal, add an extra layer of intrigue to the theory that something significant might be hidden beneath the surface of Antarctica. Is it possible that these sensations are the result of a natural environmental effect, Or could they be signs of something more otherworldly? While most scientists remain cautious in their approach, sticking to more conventional explanations, the idea of a portal has nevertheless gained a foothold in popular culture. Some theorists point to the large, flat, circular shapes observed in the region, arguing that they could be the remnants of an ancient, long-forgotten civilization, one that left behind a door to another world. This notion, while heavily speculative, reflects the enduring fascination with Antarctica as a place of hidden secrets, a continent that has long been a blank canvas for theories ranging from the plausible to the wildly fantastical. Some also point to the fact that the search for the truth about Antarctica has been stymied by years of secrecy and restricted access. Military installations, private research projects, and government interventions have all kept certain parts of the continent shrouded in mystery. Is it possible that some organizations, perhaps with access to highly classified technology, know something we don't? And if so, could the hidden doorways be something they are actively trying to keep secret? Ultimately, the possibility of a portal beneath the Antarctic ice is an idea that invites us to stretch our imaginations and reconsider our understanding of both the natural world and the universe beyond. Whether it's an opening to an entirely different dimension or simply a natural phenomenon yet to be explained, it remains an enduring mystery. The story of Antarctica is far from over. For all the questions that remain, one thing is certain. This frozen continent, with its glaciers, subglacial lakes, and ancient secrets, is far from the barren wasteland many have long assumed it to be. As we continue to explore Antarctica, we're left to wonder, what else lies beneath its icy surface? What mysteries are waiting to be uncovered? Could it be that beneath the ice, there really is a portal, a doorway to another world, another dimension, or even another time? The answers are still out there, hidden deep beneath the surface, waiting for someone brave enough to seek them. As we venture deeper into the enigmatic ice sheets of Antarctica, we are drawn to a question that has lingered in the minds of explorers, geologists, and historians alike for centuries. Was Antarctica once the center of a lost, ancient continent? To imagine the vast frozen expanse of Antarctica today is to think of a place where the very air feels ancient, where the landscape has remained largely unchanged for millions of years. A continent that is almost completely covered by ice, its secrets buried beneath thick layers that stretch over 14 million square kilometers. Yet, this vision of Antarctica as a frozen wasteland of ice and snow is a relatively recent phenomenon in the planet's history. What if, millions of years ago, Antarctica was not a barren, frozen desert, but a lush, thriving landmass, the very heart of a much larger and now lost continent? This theory, though controversial and largely dismissed by mainstream science, has its roots in both geological evidence and the mythologies of ancient civilizations. The idea that Antarctica might have once been the center of an ancient landmass known as Gondwana is not entirely new. Gondwana, the supercontinent that existed during the late Paleozoic and early Mesozoic eras, began to break apart around 180 million years ago, and Antarctica was a vital part of this landmass. In fact, evidence of Antarctica's more temperate past can be found in the rocks and fossils that have been discovered beneath its ice. Paleontologists have uncovered fossils of ancient plants and trees, some dating back to the time when Antarctica was located much closer to the equator. These fossils suggest that Antarctica was once home to forests and a variety of life, thriving under much warmer conditions. These discoveries have led some to speculate that Antarctica was not just a part of Gondwana, but possibly its very heart, a central hub from which other landmasses eventually drifted away. If we look at the geological evidence, we see that Antarctica's landmass was not always isolated, buried beneath glaciers. Instead, it was once connected to other continents, including what are now Africa, South America, Australia, and India. The alignment of certain mountain ranges across these continents points to the possibility that these lands were once part of a single, larger landmass. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for this is the geological similarities between Antarctica and other continents that once made up Gondwana. Rock formations found in Antarctica match those found in southern Africa, South America, and Australia, offering a glimpse into the past when these regions were part of a single, unified landmass. But it's not just the geological and paleontological evidence that suggests Antarctica could have been the center of an ancient lost continent. There are also the stories of ancient civilizations, many of which speak of distant lands that were lost to time, submerged beneath the oceans or hidden away in remote corners of the earth. The idea of a lost land or civilization is an enduring one, appearing in the mythologies of cultures across the globe, from the ancient Greeks' tales of Atlantis to the indigenous stories of a lost land beyond the ice. Could these myths be more than just stories? Could they be echoes of a time when Antarctica was not the frozen wasteland it is today, but rather a flourishing center of life and culture? It is here that the theory takes a more speculative turn. Some suggest that the lost civilization at the heart of this ancient landmass might have been highly advanced, perhaps even more so than the societies we know today. Could Antarctica have been the cradle of an ancient human civilization that existed long before the rise of known civilizations like the Egyptians or the Sumerians? The idea that an advanced society could have once flourished in Antarctica is, of course, controversial and highly speculative. There is little direct evidence to support this theory, but the mystery of what lies beneath the ice remains tantalizing. There are also unexplained features found in the region that fuel such speculation. For example, there have been reports of strange anomalies under the Antarctic ice, such as massive underground lakes and unexplained energy readings. Could these anomalies be the remnants of an ancient civilization buried beneath the ice for millennia? Some researchers have suggested that these features, along with the geological evidence of a much warmer climate, could indicate that Antarctica was once the site of human habitation, possibly long before the rise of civilizations elsewhere. Further adding to the mystery are the reports of ancient maps that appear to show Antarctica as it once was, before the ice sheet took over. One of the most famous examples is the Piri Reis map, a 16th century map that seems to depict the coastline of Antarctica with incredible accuracy, an area that was supposedly undiscovered at the time. How could this map show such precise details of a landmass that was buried beneath ice and snow? Some have suggested that the map could have been based on ancient knowledge of Antarctica, passed down through forgotten civilizations. Could this be evidence that Antarctica was once known to advanced societies long before the modern era? While mainstream scientists continue to dismiss the idea of ancient civilizations in Antarctica, the question remains: what if the continent was once far more than what we see today? The fact that the land was once part of a supercontinent and that it harbors evidence of a much warmer climate opens up fascinating possibilities. Could there have been a time when Antarctica was not the frozen, inhospitable land we know now, but a vibrant, lush environment that supported life in ways we can hardly imagine? There is also the question of the fate of this ancient landmass. If Antarctica was once the center of a lost continent, what happened to it? Could the land have been gradually swallowed by the ice? Or was there some other cataclysmic event that caused its transformation? Was the fall of this ancient civilization the result of a natural disaster? Or did it fade away over time, obscured by the growing ice sheets? These questions remain unanswered, and the possibility that Antarctica could hold the key to understanding a lost civilization, or even the origins of humanity, remains a tantalizing mystery. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this theory is what it suggests about our understanding of history itself. What if everything we know about ancient civilizations and the development of human society is only part of the story? What if there were others, long before us, who understood the world in ways we can only begin to comprehend. And what if the secrets of their civilization are hidden beneath the ice of Antarctica, waiting to be uncovered? For now, the mystery remains just that, a mystery. The frozen expanse of Antarctica continues to hold its secrets close, with vast stretches of the land still unexplored, and many of its mysteries still unsolved. But as scientists and explorers continue to peel back the layers of ice, we are left with the same questions that have lingered for centuries. What if Antarctica was once the center of a lost, ancient world? What if the clues to humanity's origins are buried beneath the ice, waiting for us to uncover them? As we push further into the unknown, we are left to ponder. What truths lie hidden beneath the frozen surface of Antarctica, waiting to be discovered? And are we prepared to face what we might find? Beneath the endless stretch of snow and ice that blankets the Antarctic continent lies one of the most enigmatic and uncharted regions of our planet, a vast unexplored frontier that has captivated the imaginations of explorers, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike. This is a land of extremes, where the temperature plunges to unimaginable depths, where the wind howls across the ice at blistering speeds, and where life, as we know it, barely exists. Yet, beneath this frozen surface, Antarctica hides secrets that are as old as the Earth itself, and some that may even defy the laws of nature. For centuries, Antarctica was a place on the map simply marked as unexplored. Its isolation, inhospitable climate, and lack of resources made it an unlikely candidate for human settlement or exploration. Even today, with the advent of modern technology and satellite imagery, much of the continent remains a mystery. Around 98% of Antarctica is covered by a massive ice sheet, which, at its thickest, reaches over 4 kilometers deep. Beneath this frozen expanse, scientists speculate that there are hidden worlds, underground lakes, ancient fossils, and even anomalous structures that could radically change our understanding of the planet's history. This untouched frontier is not just a land of ice and snow, it is a land of possibilities. As one of the few remaining places on Earth that remains largely unexplored by human hands, Antarctica holds the potential for groundbreaking discoveries. But what exactly lies beneath this frozen veil? What hidden truths await those brave enough to venture into this final frontier? At the heart of this exploration is the vast, largely unmapped expanse of the Antarctic ice sheet, which conceals a rich and largely unexplored geography beneath its frigid surface. While satellites and drones have begun to map out some of the continent's topography, there are still many regions that remain out of reach, areas so remote, so isolated, that they have never been studied in depth by human eyes. One of the most captivating mysteries is the subglacial environment, where an entire ecosystem could be hidden beneath layers of ice, as yet untouched by modern exploration. These environments, such as Lake Vostok, an enormous body of water buried more than 4 kilometers beneath the ice, are often referred to as time capsules, places where life may have been preserved for millions of years. Scientists have long speculated that ancient microbial life could still exist within these subglacial lakes, locked away from the rest of the world for eons. Some of these microbial communities, isolated from the atmosphere for millions of years, may hold clues to the origins of life on Earth, or even offer insight into the possibility of life on other planets. Yet, despite the promise of these discoveries, access to these hidden realms remains incredibly difficult, and the extent of life, if any, that exists within these environments remains an open question. Even more intriguing are the unexplained anomalies that have been detected beneath the ice. From mysterious heat signatures to strange magnetic anomalies, Antarctica seems to harbor inexplicable phenomena that defy conventional understanding. Some of these anomalies appear to be concentrated in specific regions, like the Gamburtsev Mountains, a mountain range buried beneath more than 2.5 kilometers of ice. These mountains, which are hidden from view, are believed to be just as large as the Alps, yet they have remained largely untouched by human exploration. But what makes these mountains so peculiar is the fact that they appear to be geologically young. They show signs of having been formed relatively recently in Earth's history, which contradicts what we know about the age of the continent. How could such massive geological formations exist beneath the ice, and what does their presence suggest about the history of Antarctica itself? While these natural phenomena offer tantalizing clues, it is the potential for even more startling discoveries that continues to fascinate scientists and theorists alike. Over the years, there have been reports of strange structures buried beneath the ice, structures that appear to have been artificially made. Theories about these supposed ancient ruins range from lost civilizations to alien artifacts, and while mainstream scientists remain skeptical, the possibility that there are traces of advanced technology buried beneath the ice is a notion that refuses to disappear. Some researchers believe that Antarctica may have once been home to an ancient civilization that predates recorded history, a civilization that vanished long before human civilization began. One of the most famous, though highly speculative theories, is the possibility that Antarctica was once part of a larger landmass that existed before the continent became frozen. This supercontinent, sometimes referred to as Pangaea, is believed to have broken apart around 180 million years ago, with Antarctica eventually drifting to its current position at the South Pole. But could there have been a thriving, ancient civilization in Antarctica before the ice sheet took hold? Could remnants of this civilization still exist beneath the ice, preserved for millions of years? These questions continue to elude definitive answers, but the discoveries made in recent years only add to the intrigue. In 2002, scientists detected an unusual anomaly in the Wilkes Land region of Antarctica, a large area that has been the subject of intense speculation. Satellite imagery revealed an unusually symmetrical structure beneath the ice, sparking theories that it could be the remains of a massive, ancient structure, possibly even a city, buried deep beneath the surface. While mainstream science dismisses these ideas, the possibility remains that something truly extraordinary is hidden in this unexplored region. Further complicating matters are the unexplained energy readings detected in various parts of the Antarctic ice sheet. Scientists have measured strange fluctuations in the magnetic field and mysterious heat signatures in areas where they would not normally expect them. Some suggest that these anomalies could be the result of natural processes, like geothermal activity or the movement of tectonic plates, but others have speculated that they could be the result of something more inexplicable, perhaps even something artificial. As we continue to explore Antarctica's final frontier, it is clear that much of the continent remains a blank slate, waiting for discovery. There are vast regions that remain completely untouched, and the secrets buried beneath the ice may be more profound and far-reaching than we can imagine. Could there be life hidden away in subglacial lakes? Or is there evidence of ancient civilizations and lost technologies waiting to be unearthed? What is the true nature of the mysterious anomalies detected beneath the ice? Despite the remarkable advancements in exploration and technology, Antarctica's mysteries remain largely unsolved. The continent holds secrets that challenge our understanding of history, geology, and even the possibility of extraterrestrial life. As explorers continue to push deeper into this last unexplored frontier, we are left with more questions than answers, and the knowledge that the answers, if they exist, may still be hidden beneath the vast and silent expanse of ice. What truths lie buried beneath the ice? And how much longer will the frozen landscape of Antarctica remain a mystery? As we inch closer to the answers, one thing is certain. The unexplored frontier of Antarctica still holds more secrets than we can yet fathom. And perhaps, just beneath the ice, a discovery awaits that will change everything we thought we knew about the world. The winds that whip across Antarctica are fierce, unforgiving, and cold, relentless in their icy embrace. The vast white expanse stretches for miles, an endless sea of snow and ice, broken only by jagged mountain peaks that slice through the frozen horizon. This desolate, inhospitable landscape, remote from the reach of civilization, has long been a place of awe, fear, and mystery. Beneath its frozen surface, untouched for millions of years, lies a world few have dared to explore. A world that some believe may hold secrets not meant to be uncovered. But what if something ancient, something far more terrifying than we ever imagined, lies waiting beneath the ice, frozen in time? The idea of an unknown entity lurking beneath the Antarctic ice sheets is not a new one. Throughout history, Antarctica has been the subject of speculation, wonder, and dark myth. The continent, thought to be a barren wasteland, has revealed itself to be a treasure trove of oddities that continue to confound scientists and explorers alike. Beneath layers of ice that can be several kilometers thick, there are hidden lakes, strange geological formations, and fossilized remains of life forms long extinct. Yet, it is the deeper mysteries, the darker enigmas, that continue to captivate the human imagination. In the early 20th century, explorers made the first forays into the unknown heart of Antarctica. They discovered more than just cold, empty plains. They uncovered strange anomalies, something that could not easily be explained. One of the most famous, or perhaps infamous, of these early discoveries was the Wilkes land anomaly. Located beneath the surface of the East Antarctic ice sheet, this vast, radar-reflective region baffled scientists when it was first detected in the 1960s. The size and shape of the anomaly suggested something far more unusual than mere geology. Some suggested it could be the remnants of an ancient asteroid impact, while others speculated it could be evidence of an alien presence, a structure or craft buried deep beneath the ice. But if the Wilkes land anomaly is a remnant of something extraterrestrial, then what else might be buried within the icy depths of Antarctica? Could there be something far older, something far more menacing, hiding beneath the continent's frozen facade? As satellite imagery improved, scientists began to uncover more tantalizing clues. Among the most striking discoveries was a series of formations found deep within the Gamburtsev Mountains, hidden under the Antarctic ice. These mountains, completely unexplored until the early 21st century, defy conventional geological explanation. Their existence suggests that millions of years ago, Antarctica may have been a far different place, a lush, temperate land full of life. What happened to this vibrant world? Was it the result of some cosmic catastrophe? Or perhaps something more sinister? Perhaps even more disturbing is the discovery of Lake Vostok, a subglacial lake that has remained sealed off from the outside world for millions of years. When Russian scientists drilled down to reach the lake in 2012, they encountered something astonishing. The lake was home to microorganisms that had remained undisturbed for millions of years, preserved in an environment so hostile that life should not have been able to thrive. These creatures, seemingly frozen in time, raised a chilling question. What if life on Earth is far more resilient than we realize? What if, deep beneath the ice, other forms of life, ancient and alien, are still waiting, preserved in their frozen tombs? Could this be evidence of a larger, more terrifying reality buried deep under the Antarctic ice sheet? Could Antarctica hide a forgotten, prehistoric ecosystem? An ecosystem that was once home to creatures of unimaginable power? If so, what happened to them? Were they driven to extinction by some catastrophic event? Or did they evolve, retreating further into the dark corners of the Earth? waiting for the right moment to resurface. Some suggest that the answer may lie in the unexplained sounds recorded beneath the ice, which have baffled researchers for decades. In 2016, a series of low-frequency noises were detected under the Antarctic ice sheet, coming from depths where no human had ever ventured. These sounds, described by some as eerie or even monstrous, seemed to echo the natural rhythms of the ice itself. Yet, their origin remains unclear. Some have speculated that they could be the result of deep, shifting glaciers, while others believe the sounds may be the product of something far more profound, perhaps an ancient creature or force trapped beneath the ice. For decades, the myth of a monstrous creature lurking beneath Antarctica has persisted. Stories of gigantic, prehistoric beasts, once thought to be the stuff of legends, have been passed down through the generations of explorers. Could these stories be based on fragments of truth? Could there be something beneath the ice, something that could be considered a beast, ancient and terrifying, that remains hidden from the world? The idea of a hidden beast may not be as far-fetched as it seems. The Antarctic ecosystem, though harsh, has evolved in strange and unexpected ways. There are creatures living in the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean, such as the bizarre ice fish, which thrives in waters colder than any other fish species can tolerate. It is possible that, millions of years ago, the region supported far larger and far more dangerous life forms. Could such creatures have once roamed freely across a fertile green land, only to be frozen in time when the continent's climate shifted dramatically? Could some of them still be alive, entombed in the deep, dark places of Antarctica? As the exploration of Antarctica continues, the more we uncover, the more questions arise. We have learned that the ice is a time capsule, preserving not only life but entire ecosystems that have been locked away for millions of years. Yet, with every discovery, we find ourselves asking more questions. What else could be hidden beneath the surface? Could the ice be hiding something far more dangerous, something with a primal, predatory nature? And perhaps the most unnerving question of all, what if the beast we are searching for is not simply a relic of the past, but a living, breathing presence that still exists beneath the ice, waiting for the moment when it can emerge? The frozen land of Antarctica, with all its mysteries and dangers, remains one of the last unexplored frontiers on Earth. The stories of strange anomalies, forgotten civilizations, and hidden life forms continue to unfold, revealing that there is still much about this ancient land that we do not understand. As scientists continue to study and explore the continent, one thing becomes clear: Antarctica is far more than just an icy wasteland. It is a place of untold secrets, ancient forces, and perhaps forgotten horrors that still wait to be uncovered. The beast beneath Antarctica may not yet have revealed itself, but its presence lingers in the frozen winds, in the strange noises that echo beneath the ice, and in the discoveries that continue to defy explanation. As we venture deeper into the heart of this frozen world, we may find that some mysteries are meant to remain buried, waiting as they always have beneath the ice.